have been unbearable.
Yeah, my friend has 2. I'm like, dude, call me when you have like 3 more of those, and then maybe we can talk. But okay, whatever.
I mean, they're a great hockey team.
Yeah, but
I literally don't understand hockey.
I mean, we could teach you.
We'll teach you.
We have plenty of
That'd be
experience.
fine. Because I've
fun.
only just got into what you call football.
I'm already dying. It has been week 2.
For me, it's been very
was
confusing.
nuts for injuries.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Half my
Oh
team's hurt.
God. I kept looking at my fantasy team and I'm like, okay, I'm okay for now. I'm still losing, but I'm not losing players.
Yeah, my friend was at the airport and she was like, well, Deontay Johnson got me fantasy points. I'm like, well, at least you got to watch it in the air conditioning. I got sunburned and half my team got hurt. So this is fine. I mean, it was fun.
My boyfriend texted me and goes, you might cry. I go, why? Baker Mayfield might be injured. And I go, absolutely
like,
not.
Yeah.
We're not doing this.
Yeah, like it was like TJ Watt got hurt. One of our defensive linemen broke his ankle, so he's out for the year. Ben might be hurt. Like, are we done?
It's too early for season-ending stuff. It's too early.
Right, I can't. It's like, we lost to the fucking Raiders. Vegas. Like, come on.
That game was nuts.
Tell me about it. Makes me nervous for Cincinnati this week, but if we lose to Cincinnati, I might fling myself.
There we go. I was going to say, if you lose to Cincinnati, that's when signs point to trouble.
Our season tickets are up in like the 500s, so all I have to do is go down a few rows and I will just fling myself over the railing. I will have had it. I can't.
This is why I'm glad I don't have season tickets to the Bears, because I would have already flung myself off.
Yep.
It would have been done.
Like over.
When they signed Andy Dalton, I would have just.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, oh, that's not good.
And for how much they're paying him, I'm like, guys, like, what are we doing? Why?
Poor Pam's just like, you guys have fun. I don't know what's going on. Okay.
It's tough to be a Bears fan, you know.
As a Pirates fan, I could agree.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They always give me so much shit. My friends are like, well, you have the Penguins and the Steelers, so you can't be complaining about anything. I'm like, I'm a Pirates fan. That's bad enough.
You absolutely can complain. No, that's valid. That's a valid complaint.
That team gives me...
Poor Pirates. The poor Pirates, man.
Yeah, it's a...
I feel like, well, obviously I had to pick a team. And I picked the Arizona Cardinals, which I always thought I would go for a New York team or Chicago team, because that's where my family's from.
The bigger markets,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's also where like my Irish family's from.
Yeah.
I like Kyler Murray.
I like him a lot.
It's that's a decent choice in a team. You could have done a lot worse.
You could have said like Cleveland. You could have said Baltimore.
You could have said the Packers.
You could have said Dallas.
I might have flung myself.
Oh my god!
You said Dallas. I would
have
been like, all right, here, like timeout.
This is an issue. America's team? No, we can't do that. We can't.
We're America's team.
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
See, that's the funny thing.
My mum's got a soft spot for them, and I'm like, the Cardinals.
I have a soft spot for Dak Prescott. I have a soft spot for Dak. The rest of the team, not so much. If I got a Zeke in my fantasy league, then I would be saying Zeke. But my boyfriend stole him from me before I could pick him. So
I'm actually going to check because I don't know who I have on my fantasy team.
As a Steelers fan, we're America's team, whether people want to admit it or not. We're America's team. We just never wanted to take the name. That was like the story. So
I feel like nobody should want to pick up the name. Just like
let it go.
It's a curse. We've looked.
I have Zeke.
It's a curse.
I have Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you guys have fantasy. I do not. I couldn't. I'd be so like biased.
This is the first year. I haven't done it in so long. And I was like, week 1, I was like, I remember why I don't do this anymore.
Yep.
I remember why.
I would just get too biased. I would end up picking
Mahomes though, so I'm hoping. I have Pat,
I can't believe Baltimore beat them. Jeez, it's like
that. I was like, I sat there and I go, "Are you serious? This is not happening."
I'm like,
Lamar Jackson doesn't have anybody. All his running backs.
Oh, like,
what's happening?
I'm like, this is. Well, we didn't even get to see it because we were driving home from the game, so we saw it, and it's like, 37-36. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Right. So now nobody's in the lead in the North. They're all tied. I hate it.
Pat Mahomes, where's the video game mode? You didn't put on video game mode, dude. Right. What happened?
God. It's a mess.
I was to do something like insane, and then he didn't do it, and I'm like, am I watching a Pat Mahomes game right now? Because I don't think I am. I think I'm in an alternate universe.
Right, you guys beat Cleveland. You could have beat Baltimore. Like, come on. I don't know.
Baltimore shouldn't be that hard to beat. I mean, they've got some. Lamar's good, but
that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That is literally it.
That's all we have. That's all they have over
there. All it is.
Honestly.
Oh, I hate it.
Terrible. That's terrible.
At least it got good wrestling finally. AEW. Yes. Oh God, AEW was fantastic.
I last night.
I haven't watched last night yet, mainly because
I've heard pretty good things.
It was good. Yeah, it was really good. My poor mom and I, we were going back and forth for the last few weeks because obviously we love Britt, but I also love Ruby with every fiber of my being. And she's like, if you fucking pick Ruby over her, I swear to God, I'm like, Mom, you don't understand.
You don't get it.
I'm like, this is literally how I felt with Statlander. Like, this hurts. I like them both. It's like,
but at least then you can't really lose because you know what I mean?
It was good. It was good. I was happy that they main evented too. Cause
that should have been the main event.
I won't say anything. I'll let you guys watch it, but
yeah,
I saw results, but I didn't see how anything went.
I've seen barely anything, but that's I really want to watch it, but I've lost my Amazon Fire Stick remote again.
Oh, I hate that.
So I may have to order another one.
I hate that because I've done that, and then I look around and I'm like, gonna order a new one if I don't find this stupid thing.
But I'm surprised you weren't hearing me screaming Monday. Kicking Nia Jax's ass.
Oh my God, I was meant to message you about that.
I was screaming. I was nervous so because I was waiting for WWE to have Nia beat her because that's just how it always is. And I'm like, holy shit, she actually put her to sleep and then broke her elbow. I'm like, okay.
What actually annoyed me about that was the way, like, she put her to sleep, but then Nia just like sat up straight away, and I'm like, girl, you could have at least sold it.
I loved how Nia too tried to like get everyone to be sorry for her. I'm like, you were talking shit to Shayna the entire match. I don't feel bad for you at all.
Also, you're obviously the bad guy in this situation. Everyone likes Shayna, no one likes you.
No,
go away.
That scream at the end was like, deserves an Emmy for that or something. Like, oh my God.
My mum said something really harsh.
Oh no. Say it. You have to say it.
Yeah, I know. My mum turned around and went, why does it, when she screams, she sound like a pig? And I was like, Mum, no. Mum. She's awful. She'll say stuff and I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, like, I just want Shayna to win the title already. I've been waiting for too long.
Oh my God, I've waited so long.
Too long. Like,
she should have been in the title picture, not tag team title picture, just title picture.
Yeah,
she really should have beaten Becky.
Yes, like
WrestleMania.
I will die on that hill for the rest of my life. She should have beat her.
Yeah,
and then we would have got a summer program with Asuka, and it would have been amazing.
Because that would have.
Where the hell is Asuka? By the way,
injured.
Okay. Yeah,
I wasn't sure if that was the case or not. Hadn't heard a ton, so.
Yeah. My question is, where the fuck's Dakota Kai? I'm dying.
So sad. I want her back.
That's another one. She should have fucking beat Raquel. Raquel had no goddamn business.
I still don't understand how they didn't give her the title.
I can't.
I don't know
how.
I'm so nervous that she's gonna show up in the draft next month. I'm like, please no.
Oh.
I'm so scared.
I'm not ready for her. I'm not ready for her to come up.
No, I'm not ready for any of them to come up.
No, but with the new faces that they threw on NXT this past week, when I tuned in, I was like, "What are we doing?"
And I'm like, I don't know half these people. Who are you people?
Do we have to have this many new faces?
No.
What?
Oh, it's so disorientating.
Yeah,
because I haven't watched properly in ages, and I was like, oh, I'll check out the new episode because I watched last week's.
I missed like bits and pieces. So when I can't think of her name. The woman who came out with Legado del Fantasma and had a match this past.
Where the hell did she come from?
Where did you come from?
Yeah.
I literally sat there and I was like, are we just adding women to every faction that's left?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I mean, I've got nothing against that, but also like, where did she come from?
Do something, do a promo, anything.
She cool, she looks great, but I'm like, I still don't understand what we're doing.
Yeah. And then
I guess understand just a little bit.
And then I guess her and BFAB are having a no DQ match next week. I'm like, BFAB's first match was terrible. You're gonna throw her in the
I love even wrestle because I literally put it out of my mind.
Yeah, I love
put that match
I love Hit Row though. I love Swerve, but it's you needed to give her some more time. This just shows you that you're just rushing into it again, and oh my god, it's gonna be bad. Someone's gonna get hurt next week.
Oh, for sure.
I won't be surprised.
Oh, for sure, that's gonna happen.
I can't handle how bright it is. It's too bright for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, where is the dark?
Yeah, I was gonna.
The lighting gave me a headache.
Yeah. I'm always biased to black and gold, so yeah.
I left the black and gold.
Obvious reason.
Just looking at the logo, the new logo, I'm like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, and then it's everywhere.
Then when you see it on the actual I'm like, this is
too much.
Splatter everywhere. I'm like, I can't. You need to tone it down. Just
I still don't understand why we're doing a new logo. What we're actually doing with this.
I don't know.
XT 2.0. What does that even mean?
What are we doing? Yeah.
Is that what the cool kids do? I don't know.
Yeah, right. I don't
I'm nearly 30. I have no idea what's cool.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm about to be 30 next year. I don't understand what y'all are trying to do.
I'm 25 and I don't know what half the people my age do. So I don't know.
TikTok and somebody will say a video come up and they'll say something. I'll be like, I'm sorry, what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? What is that?
Oh, I'm so out of it. Sometimes my mom will ask me things. I'm like, Mom, I don't know.
I don't know.
Just because I'm 25, it doesn't mean I know all of the I know memes, but I don't know the TikToks and everything. And I have to ask my friends about it, but I can't.
There's just some TikToks where I'm like, was this necessary for you to start this?
Why is this a thing? Please stop.
Terrible.
My sister always sends me stuff, and so does my brother. But now my sister's other half, Matt, has started sending me things. And I'm like, why are you sending me this? And I'm like, oh, you understand now.
Yeah.
He's been around Archie for a long time, which is my sister's kid, but now they've got a kid together. And he'll just send me this video when something's too expensive, so you have to put it back, and it's literally a video of someone putting a baby in a box in a shopping
I've seen that.
Yeah.
And I was hard relate.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'd like to return this, please.
That's the truest thing I've ever seen.
Honest to God. Oh,
so I get that, or Teletubby memes, which are always hilarious.
Oh.
Or those are the weird British things that only us Brits will get, and then I'm like, oh, if I share this with my American friends, they might not understand.
I know. I will say some of the things I see on Twitter, because I have a couple friends from over there. I'm like, guys, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know the words. I don't know. It's I'm almost half tempted to be like, Bam, what does half this mean? Tell me.
I've done that with my boyfriend. I'm like, explain to me this person's
name.
I'm not quite sure I understand.
Yeah. It's a mess. It's such a mess.
Oh. I'm a mess. Always.
Same.
Sophisticated messes.
Yes. Oh, the pod.
That was a
perfect
fun.
title.
Yeah, and it was fun.
Oh yeah.
God, my body hurts. I literally feel like I might be dying. dead. I might be dead. Who knows?
Slowly dying.
Just slowly dying here.
Just slowly.
Slowly but surely.
I'm so glad that I picked a good team though when it comes to American football. I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
We've got someone at Sports Obsessive who like does the stuff for the Bears, and he's always like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Are you okay?"
No.
No,
But then
anytime you talk to a Bears fan, they're even if they say they're okay, they're
not
actually never okay.
Mm-mm.
They're never okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Andrew is from Cincinnati, so
Okay.
so it's always like I always check on his team, and I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna be in a funny mood today."
Yeah. Right. That is such like a Midwesterner thing. Like my best friend from Chicago, he sent me something that said if a Midwesterner says, if you ask them if they're okay and they're like, yeah, I'm fine or whatever, they're like, call somebody because they're about to like jump off a bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because fine means like it can mean 6 different things, but none of them are normally ever good.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm fine, which means everything hurts and I'm dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm always slowly dying.
Like,
I literally lost a whole day this week because I had a huge headache. I just it started at 6 o'clock, and I just looked at my mum and I'm going up to bed. And then my kid's tooth was hurting, so she had a toothache, so she kept waking me up. And the next day I phoned her school and was like, "I've been up half the night."
It's too late now.
Absolutely not.
Oh god.
And then I went to the shop and I like got some painkillers, and I was like, "Oh, I don't have a drink," so I nipped to a different shop to get a drink. And I'm in there and I opened it up and got the painkillers. Like, oh,
just throw it back.
I have done that. Like just in the store, just open them up and just go because I can't wait.
Yeah. And sometimes you just need it.
Then I bumped into Matt and I was like, "I'm dying." And he's like, "You taking painkillers?" "Yeah, I just did. I'm about to pay for my drink."
Yeah, exactly. I promise I'm paying for it. Just let me take a drink.
It's okay, because he would just be like, "Oh, well, at least it's just a drink." Because he was telling me this story. So he actually works down the road from me, which is hilarious. But they live like a town over. And he was like, "Oh, I had the worst day the other day." I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "This guy came in and basically you can't like tell him to put stuff back because he will just throw you across the room because he used to be in prison." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "He came in and stole all the cheese." I'm like, "What?"
Just the cheese.
He just like, came in and stole all the cheese. And then he came in the next day.
That's so what I would steal.
Right? Take the cheese.
He came in the next day, took the cheese that was left or that they just put out, and like obviously like when you buy bacon, it's all done in like little packs in like a thing. He took the whole lot. So the next day he came and stole all the bacon and all the rest of the cheese. And I was like, okay. And then yesterday.
How does this work?
I don't know.
That, like they don't want to like mess with them, but at the same time, like it just keeps coming in and stealing it all.
But the tills are one side of the store, and then the wrong side of the store because the door is the other side, the other end. So by the time the alarm's gone off and you've got down there, they're gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I sent him a picture yesterday being like, "Oh, I bet you love working where you do." Because I found one of the baskets from his shop just like in the middle of this green area on my way home. Yeah. And he was like, "You know, we only had 6 baskets left at the end of yesterday." And I'm like, "What?"
Could have used that.
Where did they go?
That happens here too. People just like take shopping carts, God knows how far away and wherever.
Anytime I see somebody with a shopping cart, like just walking down the street, I'm like, how in the hell did you get that from that store all the way over
like
here?
More power to you. But I think
as someone who's been taken home in a shopping trolley, it's pretty easy. My shoes hurt. I decided to wear heels. I didn't want to walk. At least I wasn't like passed out drunk like my other friend. and they had to take him up a hill.
Oh no.
Uni was fun.
Oh, jeez. Thank God it wasn't like Target, because there's some Targets around here that if you go out of like a certain radius of the parking lot, it just locks the wheels and you can't take it.
They do that at Asda.
See, it's like you have to, because
TJ Maxx and Marshalls around here, theirs locked too. So like like TK Maxx or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, when I started working there and I had to go outside and get carts that people just left in the parking lot, I had to bring a huge thing with me to like unlock the wheels. Yeah. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing in the history of things. If they're gonna take the cart, just let them take the damn cart. Like, I'm done.
Buy more.
Like, whatever.
I'm not chasing someone halfway across the parking lot to pick up a cart.
It's like, just keep it.
Yeah, just take it. I don't care.
Afford to buy some new carts. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's really fine.
I love the fact you guys call them carts, and over here we're like, oh, would you get the trolley, please?
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard buggy.
Yes.
Buggy?
Oh God, yeah. That's a Pittsburgh thing or like a PA thing. I'm like, I don't like.
I've heard it down south too. Like when I've been in like Arkansas or something, and I'm like, okay,
it's weird.
Like I know what you're talking about, so it's like it's not like I don't know. It's just I don't call it that, but whatever.
Yeah, it's like I'm from here and I don't even call it that. Like half the like Pittsburghese stuff, I'm like, guys, I can't say that. It just sounds it's weird, but
it's weird.
No.
It doesn't just roll off the tongue like it doesn't sound
like art. Just like art.
Well, that's what you call a pram, isn't it?
A what?
Like a pram and a buggy. They're like the same thing.
Yeah.
Like a
stroller, yeah.
Yeah, a stroller or whatever. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, then it's like, is it soda or pop? That's my friends and I get into almost fist fights over if it's soda or pop. Soda.
What do I call it?
It's soda.
Fizzy drink? No, we just call everything by a brand name. Although we did have Panda Pops and they were cool.
It's so funny because like everybody I know calls it soda, including my friend from Chicago, except for my friend from Columbus. She calls it pop. We're like, that's okay. You can be wrong. It's soda.
This is what one of my friends did to me who lives in the South. She's like, no, it's soda. I'm like, I'm gonna call it pop. You can call it soda, and that's what we're gonna do. And then we just decided anytime I used to visit her, we would just go, you want a Coke?
Yeah, that
would be that.
That's it. Just call it. Just say, yeah.
I want this brand name soda.
Yeah, let's just get Coke
and then just be done.
Coke, not Pepsi, because Pepsi is trash.
Trash.
Hate Pepsi.
Strongly disagree.
Oh, you know my friend Nick would agree.
There's a lot
like
of people over there that disagree. I can't do Pepsi.
I don't like Coke. I like
all right. Well, this likes talking to you guys.
I can't drink a McDonald's Coke, which is the greatest thing in the world. There's like nothing better than McDonald's Coke.
Pepsi with what was it? Was it bourbon and cherry brandy? It's amazing. It tastes better with Pepsi than it does with Coke.
Well, alcohol, yes, but just flat Pepsi is just.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I don't drink Coke or Pepsi on its own. Only with alcohol.
I'm a Jack and Coke kind of girl.
Yes.
Coke and whiskey.
Yeah. It's weird.
I don't drink. Had it at the bars where they're like, "Oh, we don't have Coke. Is Pepsi okay?" And I'll be like,
"No,
it's not the same."
That's literally how I am every time we go to a restaurant. Either I suffer or my mom suffers because for some reason she's super into Mountain Dew. I don't like it. It's too much. So the problem is
it's too sweet.
Oh God, it's too much. Way too much. So it's either we go to a restaurant that has Pepsi products, so she gets her Mountain Dew and I have to suffer with Pepsi, or it's Coke products and I get the Coke. I mean, she doesn't mind Coke, but still, like, I can't. Oh God, I can't do it.
It's the worst. I wish restaurants would have them both. Just to appease everybody.
Please.
You would think that, but no.
Should have one of those like giant like big like soda things that have like all the different types of it, just like at the movie theaters.
I love those. Those are the best.
So good.
Ugh.
Last time I tried getting that was at
flavoring.
Yeah, like so many. Oh God.
I love
Last time I did that was a few weekends ago for All Out at the movie theater. That was a fun time, and by a fun time I mean it was trash. It was bad. The screen froze right before the pay-per-view.
I remember you saying, because you were in the group chat and we were like, are you okay?
I'm dying.
I
Yes.
was with mine on the TV, so I couldn't even imagine at
I hate it. It was like so, it was so funny. It was so funny.
The one time my internet didn't F up on me?
Apparently, it just fucked up with everybody else. No, it was so weird though, because we were like sitting in the hotel room and we were watching the buy-in on like the TV. We like hooked it up to the my computer up to the TV, and we were like debating back and forth, my mom and I, about buying it. And I said, well, if you buy it, yeah, you're gonna be paying technically twice for it, but you can watch it whenever you want. And like 10 minutes right before the end of the like buy-in, she's like, okay, just buy it. We can just watch it when we get back in case we miss something at the theater. I'm like, okay, fine. So bought it, went over to the theater. It was frozen on the screen. And then we missed the first 3 matches. We missed Moxley and Kojima. I missed Miro and Eddie, and missed entirety of Statlander's entrance to half of Brits. I was so pissed. I was so pissed. But we got to see that match. So that was good. But it's like, thanks, guys. That's what they get for doing DirecTV. That was their own fault. DirecTV is terrible. You literally could have just pulled up Bleacher Report, put it on there, and you would have been fine. But no, we're just gonna use that.
Mine on Bleacher Report went like, it would play, and then all of a sudden it would
load.
It'd
buffer.
And I'm like,
I hate when that happens.
Like, are there too many people trying to log in? Like, what is this?
It seemed like everybody was having some type of problem, but then once we got it up on Bleacher Report in the hotel, it was perfectly fine. Like, we saw everything after that. We actually had to call the front desk because we said, look, somebody we know is wrestling. It might get loud. I'm sorry. Whatever. And luckily we never had a problem. But when Ruby came out in the Battle Royal, I was like running around the hotel room just like screaming. And we never got a complaint at all. But and then Adam coming out. I didn't expect Adam to come out at all.
I wasn't sure. I had a feeling he was going to, but I wasn't like super positive.
Yeah. My mom thought for sure he was showing up, and I said, no, Mom, Bryan Danielson is showing up because X, Y, and Z. And she's like, no, he's not going to come up. Why would he?
I figured it was one or the other. I
don't
think both. So when Bryan came out, I looked at him and I'm like, what are you doing here?
Right.
What are you doing? Like, do we leave no surprises for any other day of the week? It just has to be today.
Might get Bray Wyatt in Rochester, apparently. That's the rumor going around. Which
I
mean,
nice. if I should be excited about that or not.
I'm not
a huge. I've never been a huge Bray fan.
Mm.
So I'm iffy.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense
not to be involved with the Dark Order.
Yeah,
that's my. I don't want that, but
yeah.
I'll be biased. I want to see him and Malachi Black as.
I mean, true. That'd be great. That should be really good. Last night
I was so nervous because I thought Cody was going to beat him and I was going to be very mad. I will tell you guys this though. They booed Cody out of the building. Booed him like bad.
As one should. We all should.
I've said it on the podcast a couple times with Eric, and I'm surprised I haven't canceled yet. It's just I can't with Cody. It's like I get the passion or whatever. It is so pretentious. I can't do.
He's not even the best Rhodes brother. Dustin is the better wrestler by far, in my opinion. So I can't even if we want to go that direction.
Yeah,
the natural is better.
Yeah,
all the way. I've never liked Cody. There's always something I can't. I've never been able to truly pinpoint why I don't like him.
Yeah,
but there's something that I'm like, I don't even want to watch your match. Like I don't even want to sit here and watch you.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more the I don't know. It's like it's passion. I get it, but it's just sometimes it always goes over the edge to the point of it's just pretentious, and it's like, guys, come on. Like we don't need the constant AEW's better speeches all the time, and the retirement speech was dumb. I hated it.
I was looking and I'm like, I know you just had a daughter and everything, but
come on,
hun, you're still pretty young, and there's nothing wrong with you. So why are we doing this?
And then Malachi said, "Not today," and smacked him with the crutch. I'm like, good, Malachi, you go.
As soon as he came back to kick him, I was like, thank you. Good job.
Oh,
Good job. Great.
And then and now he has a new shirt out, and I'm like, Malachi, you're killing me, because it seems like every week he has a new shirt out. I can't take
I
it.
feel like that's what happens.
I
with
can't
AEW.
afford it.
Their merch is like
Insane.
they come out with new merch so quick, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
do you give anybody any time to
No.
like buy the first
No.
shirt?
No, and the
before you put
poor
out
pro
another
wrestling
one?
tees is probably like dying right now, because I bought it like the new Statlander shirt the week, like I think the Friday before All Out or whatever. I just got it today. Like today.
Oh my God.
And there's like they've expanded that like pro wrestling tees, but it's still a small like.
Oh, it's
So
wild.
they're like more power to them, because
They probably have a bunch of overtime, like way too much overtime. But oh god, I couldn't. It's crazy. Like
maybe
way
they'll
too
get
crazy.
them, maybe they'll find a bigger place and be able to hire more people.
They might need
and
to.
then the time won't be so long.
I feel like they might not have a choice.
Maybe they can drop the shipping prices too, because
Yeah.
That would be
as much as I
great.
love it, it's not close enough for me to go pick up at the store. Like I'm not gonna. So I normally get it shipped, but if I don't buy a certain
you don't get free shipping.
Shirts, it's not worth it. Like to me, I'm like, I'm not paying the shipping. So.
And I wish they just switched the like soft style tee to the regular instead of the like paying $4 more for the soft shirt. Like every shirt I own right now is like the heavier cotton, but it's like I want to try the soft cotton one time because they say it's like a more athletic slim fit, and I'm like, that's what I want.
Candace LeRae shirt. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna get
Go
one of these. It's gonna be a softer shirt, and I'm just gonna suck it up and pay for it.
Yeah, right.
And it's worth it. But every time I buy a shirt, it's not worth it.
Yeah, oh god.
And I don't know how much the difference is to like
switch
over to it completely,
because
that might be part of it.
That's why it's like I might wait until there's a sale, because I was so tempted to buy Ruby's new shirt when it came out, but I'm like, wait a minute, there's like a bunch of other shirts that I want, and that's gonna cost way too much money. Like I'm getting a tattoo in a few weeks, I can't spend money, so I'll wait.
They should have a sale here soon coming up, because it seems like they have a sale almost now, like every 2 weeks. I'll get an email and it'll be, oh, it's 20% off this weekend, and I'm like,
thanks.
For why?
It's like you guys are just doing it to yourselves then too, because then everyone's gonna buy stuff and you're gonna be even more behind. I think they said now it's like 3 to 4 weeks to get your stuff even shipped.
That wouldn't shock me.
It's insane.
It sucks. It sucks the shipping time, but if the AEW wants to work with like smaller places, I guess that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get it.
I mean, some of them do end up in Hot Topic.
Yeah, that is true.
But
that's where my mom got her Orange Cassidy shirt.
Right? It depends on the Hot Topic you go to, I guess.
Yeah, and the Hot Topic stuff's very like limited sometimes, where if I want a Britt Baker, it's not gonna be there. It's probably gonna be like Cody or somebody, and it's like I don't care.
I used to see mine used to have mostly Chris Jericho shirts.
Yeah. Same here.
I don't want Jericho. Like, if I'm going to buy something, it's going to be like Moxley, or it's going to be, Kingston.
Actually, I think ours did have. I think we had a Moxley shirt like once or twice over here, but it's like
I haven't loved his enough to buy it, to like force over the money and be like, gotta have this. And then
here my mom and I are literally owning every single Baker shirt known to me. I even have her I have the Chicago Bulls like Dr. Baker one in the tank top. So it's like there's literally only like 2 or 3 we didn't get because I didn't really like the like role model like Rolls Royce thing. I thought that was kind of weird, but literally every other shirt we probably have somewhere.
She has had some pretty cool shirts.
Oh yeah.
She's had some good merch.
We just got the one where it's like the dental X-ray on it and it's a DMD. We just picked that one up, and then we got the House of Black shirt. That just shipped a few days ago. My mom ordered it like 4 weeks ago, but it's like, it's like, guys, stop. My bank account is going to explode.
Right?
Too much. It's way too much.
It's hard out here in England because like we have to order it and then wait forever. So I've just given up at this point. But I used to get WrestleCrate and all the t-shirts in there were always soft.
Yeah.
Like they always just standard. True. And then like I have to pay extra when I, from Pro Wrestling Tees, and I'm like, it's probably not worth it, but I really hate the scratchy material.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm hoping the AEW crate actually has like soft shirts and not the usual, because I just want to try the soft shirt out at least once just to see what the difference
They're
is.
nice.
Yeah.
They're so nice.
No, there's a definite, the difference is, I want to buy all my soft shirts.
Yeah, and not have to pay $4 extra for it.
Right?
My God.
It's just, like, I wish I understood business sense of like why one over the other, and it's probably cost, but I still wish like I understood more of like, oh, this is why we do this is why everybody else does that, but or like whatever, because I'm like, I don't want to pay that much more for one basic shirt.
If they moved to like the soft shirts anyway, maybe they could buy them in bulk and then get a reduced cost, and then I wouldn't mind paying a little bit extra rather than paying the full £4. Or $4, because I don't know what the like I'm not good with figuring stuff out. I'm bad at maths.
It's right around that. That same like even,
Yeah, and then it's like even when you wait for the 20% off and you buy the soft style shirt, it's almost like you're just paying for a regular t-shirt anyway. I hate it when it's like, oh, there's this % off. I'm like, you're gonna get it back in shipping. I guarantee it, and you do every time.
Yeah, and that's like everywhere.
It's like I pay $1 more.
You're getting me to pay it in the taxes or the shipping. So really, I'm saving nothing.
No, it's like it's always the shipping where. Like when we bought the shirts, the shipping was like $6 or it's like $5, and we ended up paying, like we saved like I think we saved like $5, but then the shipping was $6, so it's like we owed you $1. Like thanks.
It's like
thanks,
what the
guys.
hell? It's so annoying.
Too much.
Your VAT over there isn't like it's like separate, isn't it? Whereas ours is just like added into the cost.
Yeah.
Which I find really confusing.
Very rarely do they have like it includes the shipping and handling in it. It's always just this plus shipping and handling.
And the same at the store, because when I've shopped over there, I always look at the ticket, like the prices, and I'm like, oh, so like the tax and everything is just like right there. Like that makes sense.
I'll be so confused if I ever visit.
$12.99 for a shirt, and then you go up there and you still gotta pay the freaking tax on it.
Yeah. Luckily over in PA there is no tax on clothing, so we're free from that, but not everything else. I'll be so confused if I ever visit. You have to show me like what do I do? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be like the tourist that looks like completely out of place, but
one of the first times I went to a bar over there, I was like, do you guys tip? And they looked at me and they're like,
excuse you.
What do you mean? I was like, oh, so you don't tip for your drinks like I do at the bar? Like I don't leave like the bartender.
It's like no, because we pay our people an actual wage.
Yeah, but they looked at me and they're like, I mean, you can still tip them if you want, and I was like, oh,
okay.
That was the one thing like I didn't understand before I went to visit. Like the first time I went, I didn't quite get that or know beforehand.
Yeah.
I tip my taxi drivers though. If they're nice.
Yeah.
If I've had an arsehole, I'm like, you give me my change.
Yeah.
Please, I will take my money, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Same with the Ubers and the like Uber Eats stuff too. Like I hate when we tell you to do something, you don't do it, and then it's like, okay. Like I had an Uber Eats order once where the place they picked up from was literally like 10 minutes away from where we were. They went 30 minutes the other way and then came to us second, and everything was cold. I'm like, can you expect me to tip you? No. Thanks.
No.
I always do that if they don't follow my instructions. Like if I say, hey, I'm watching the app, you don't have to ring the doorbell. Like I've got stuff going on, please don't. And they still do it. I'm like, maybe I'm not gonna tip you as much as I would have.
My personal favorite is leave at the door.
And then they stand there at the door with it.
Or it's like we're always like in Pittsburgh at a hotel, so we're always just leave it in front of the hotel door, and it's I didn't want to go up there, so I just left it at the front desk. It's like, well, thanks, because now they don't know whose food that is.
Yeah.
So now we just end up calling down and say, if our food's there, just go. Like tell us, please. It's dumb. People don't listen at all.
You could put it in like 4 different languages, like capital letters, and they
underline, bold.
would just be like, nope.
Don't want to do it.
oh, you said this? I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Oh,
Every time.
but I would think the one thing that is the same here over there, and I'm sure, Bam, if you've been to one, you can tell me. I'm sure at a drag show you still tip the queens, the dollars. Like you still do, right?
Like I've never been to a drag show,
Oh,
but I think my brother has, and I think they. Yeah.
I would hope because it's like
I would hope, yeah.
Yeah, because I've been to a few over here, and you definitely give them the dollars, and it's never
it's
enough.
No, and
No,
they
it's
don't
never-
make a
no,
lot of
it's
money.
never enough.
So
Never enough. Oh, it was sad because I was like flipping through Twitter before we came on here, and I got a notification that there's gonna be like a Christmas drag show in Pittsburgh, and so I sent the link to my mom. I said we're going, right? Because it had like a whole bunch of like queens from like Drag Race, like Denali's gonna be there and all of them. So I'm like, I gotta go.
That's awesome.
Once again, my bank account's screaming for mercy, but sometimes you just gotta do it.
It's hard because I have to go to like London or something to like go to drag shows, whereas my brother, where he lives, they've always got like shows going on, and I'm like, dude, that's not fair. And I'm like, yeah.
Bring it over here, please. Yeah. I could tell you where there would never be a drag show here. Not in this part of PA, unfortunately. A little too yeah. Would be very accepting over here, so I'm glad
It's a little too conservative.
A little too much, yeah.
Mildly, yeah. So I'm like, I'll go to Pittsburgh. It's worth the drive. Like,
yeah, like small towns are kind of like that.
Trash.
Like they really like even here, they're like that.
Up where I went to college, they actually put on a yearly drag show on the college campus. Like they would have a drag, and I was like,
that's awesome.
I mean, it's not conservative here, but it's also not the kind of place that I would have thought would have drag shows. We went one year, and I was like, okay, this is good. This is fun. Nobody's being mean. They're all being really cool.
You were like probably ready to just like punch somebody. Like, all right, if someone says something, I'm ready to fight them.
If you do it, I'm ready.
It's like
I'm from Chicago. I don't mind pulling out the Chicago attitude if I absolutely need to. I will do it.
Sometimes you need to. People need to hear it.
Every once in a while, it's necessary.
Yeah.
When where I went to uni, it was it's not that far from here, but it's like this small town, and it's kind of posh, and the residents all hate the students, so the only place we could go was like the student union, and we had burlesque shows, silent discos. To be fair, some guy like tried to punch one of my friends in the street once, and I was just like, what? Why?
Why? Yeah.
Because he said something nice about like his wife, and I'm like, dude, he's gay. Like he's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah. Oh,
like how? What's going on here?
Yeah, my college was in a very, very small town, like smaller than here. So I think there might have been some stuff back then. I just never really paid enough attention because my friends and I were always in each other's dorms watching wrestling or whatever. So yeah, it was well, but college.
I mean, my last year of uni was just like, okay, so you guys are gonna go out drinking. I'm gonna stay at home and eat pizza and watch the WWE Network because I am horrendous.
Yep. Yeah, my friends are always like, "Do you want to go drink?" I'm like, "Not really. I'm sure I can do something else." Like, I don't know. Never been much of a drinker.
They done something for Halloween, and they invited me because they missed my birthday, and I was like, "Guys, you're all drinking. I can't even freaking drink."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Are those balloons condoms?" And they were like, "Yeah, we thought it'd be funny." I'm like, I am allergic to latex condoms. Hence why I am in this situation. What is wrong with you?
Oh my God.
And they were like, we're sorry. And I'm like, I hate this place so much.
Like a good apology.
Like, sorry, we almost killed you.
Yeah, sorry.
Oops.
Yeah. Oops. Like, and they knew I was allergic.
Oh my gosh.
So they were just like stuck on the walls. Like, I was like, what the hell have you guys done? And I'm like, I can't even drink. Like, oh, do you want a coffee? I'm like, I've had my coffee for the day. I can't have more than one.
It was a mess, is what it was. It was
and they're like drinking juice, just like, I hate my life.
I want to go home. Please. Oh, all the struggles.
Yeah, it's hard work. She's cool though. I like my kid. sometimes.
I was waiting for you to say sometimes. It's such a mom thing. I love my kid sometimes.
But
my mom says the same thing. Great. She's like, I like you, but there are days. Like, I know.
My mum's the same. Especially like with us three. But she's like, oh, you're my favourite. I'm like, no. My sister is currently your favourite because she gave you another grandchild.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you're an only child like me, my mom will still pick like some of my other friends. They're like, no, they're my favorites. Like, okay, love you too.
I had that. I have a brother, and she would say every once in a while it would be like, oh no, that one's my favorite, and I'd be like,
thanks.
They don't even go here.
Yeah.
They don't go here.
I like thanks, mom. Like appreciate.
My nan's a bit like that as well. And sometimes she'll be like, oh, I like that one. I don't like that one. I'm like, Nan, can you not point at people?
Yeah,
and she's like, just don't like that one. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
She's Irish. She gets away with it. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know that. All of my friends love my mom. Like, I don't think I've ever had a single one of my friends that doesn't like her. I've had a couple friends that she didn't like, but now most of the time she's just always like, yeah, they're my favorite. Or I'll be streaming and she'll come in to say goodnight or something. She'll be like, oh, hi, guys. And she'll look at me and be like, good night. Okay. Like, thanks, Mom.
It's because you live with her. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although my mum took some medication today, which she's never had before for her migraines. And, like, she ran upstairs and she was, like, being sick. Oh. But before she ran upstairs to be sick, she was like on the sofa clutching her chest like, I feel funny. And I was like I don't want to be inconsiderate, Mum, but if you're gonna die, can you do it when I get back? I've got to get my kid to school. And she's like, oh. And then she ran upstairs and was being sick, and my kid looked at me and went, is she okay? I'm like, yeah, I don't think my medicine agrees with her.
Oh, don't worry about it, she'll be fine.
Yeah. That's literally the banter I have with my mom, like, all the time. It was funny, because did you guys see on Twitter, like, MJF's parents, like, when he went to the show and they had the sign that said, we're MJF's parents and we still think he sucks? And then, like, MJF responded to his mom, and he said, fuck you, Mom. And she sent it to me and said, you would never say that to me. I'm like, Mom, I literally just said that to you, like, 20 minutes ago. In a different context. Like, it's like, I have, Mom.
I want to be friends with MJF's parents now. Like, that's brilliant.
My God.
They sound like such lovely people. We should invite them over for dinner.
Yeah, not him, though.
No, he can sit outside.
Yeah, no, he's not allowed anywhere, but his parents allowed over anytime.
Oh. I couldn't believe that. When I saw it, and I went, I could believe that, though. Actually, I'm like, yeah, I can. It's like, if your parents hate you, that's something.
That's rough, man.
Yeah. But then when he acts like he does, it's like, all right.
It explains a lot.
Understandable.
It explains so much.
It's like, you're from Long Island, so...
Oh, that adds the layers.
Makes it worse.
Like, why?
I wish I understood, but I don't.
Oh, you don't want to know.
Nobody needs to understand Long Island. Nobody should.
No, from personal experience, the people I have dealt with from Long Island are no.
That's right.
No.
Mm-mm.
Not.
You could honestly, I feel like around here, if somebody says where they're from, you can immediately will know if they're a person you should hang out with, or a person that you're like, oh, it's really nice to meet you, and then like run the other way.
And then run away. Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta go somewhere else now. Like, I'm never talking to you again.
Is it a person you can go and have like coffee or a beer with?
Yeah.
Or is it a person that you literally need to run away immediately from?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like that here, but I think it's more of like, so which nightclubs do you go to?
Yeah.
Oh, you go to the Rock Club. I'll hang out with you. Oh, you go to True.
Yeah, like you.
No, thank you.
I have that here too, when like we're somewhere, even like out of state for vacation, and we say, oh, we're from Punxsutawney. If they know, oh, Groundhog's Day, I'm like, God damn it. Like, please don't encourage.
Let's not do this.
Let's not.
What?
Let's not.
Yeah, no, we've literally had people from like out of state know Punxsutawney just for Groundhog Day. We've had people from like out of the country know Groundhog Day. I'm like, you guys are insane. insane.
Dang.
Yeah.
I did not realize that's where you were from.
Sadly. This is why I didn't say it.
This is why I keep it quiet.
Yeah, honestly. It's so funny though, because if you've actually ever seen the movie, that's
Which I have.
that's not Punxsy. That's actually not Punxsy. I'm not even joking. It's not. It's where is it? Woodstock, Illinois, actually. That's where that is. Yeah.
There we go.
Because I don't know, there was like a bunch of different versions as to why. If you look on like the official Wikipedia page, it said because there just wasn't enough hotel like accommodations for the staff because the closest is Pittsburgh, which is an hour and a half away.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was some story where Bill Murray came in, he said, "I'm not filming in this shithole," and left.
That sounds like Bill Murray.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is the one time where I can't even.
Agree.
You can't make the argument for, oh no, it's like,
It's just like you're about to, and you're like,
just
you're
give
right.
it a chance.
Just give it a chance. Yeah, it's literally just one of those where it's like you go to object, and then you're like, no, you're right.
It's like
I got nothing.
we always know when something's filming around here because you'll hear the helicopters and you'll see the lights, and I'm like, oh, what movie is it? And we've had Avengers. The second one, Age of Ultron.
Okay.
So the beginning in the woods. I was like watching it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I know that trail."
I've been on that trail.
I've been around there.
And one of the Jurassic, the ones with Chris Pratt and dinosaurs, that was filmed over there, and something was filmed at the airport. Loads of stuff's been filmed at the airport, and I'm just like, this place is a shithole.
Why are you? Yeah. I can't say anything important's been filmed here. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, obviously has had a lot of movies.
Right.
Like Dark Knight Rises, I think, is probably the biggest one. Which, yeah, that was wild. We've seen a bunch of like film. I think like Jack Reacher, we saw like filming on the one bridge for there.
That's
like,
cool.
99% of that movie's there. So every time there's like a film we know that Pittsburgh's been like scenes in, we're like, oh, I know that building. I've been in that building. I know where that is. We're like, that's not what that looks like, but okay. And yeah, it's wild.
I'm just glad I don't live closer to downtown, because otherwise I don't know how I would get anything done.
Yeah.
Because I never know when things are filming.
Yeah.
And then I'll see something on Twitter and I'm like, oh, Ben Affleck's in town. Cool.
Yeah, I don't even know until someone points it out.
Yeah.
Stay away from downtown.
Yeah. That's what my friend does. Yeah, my friend's over in Crystal Lake, so he always takes the train
Crystal Lake. Crystal Lake.
I'll be like, hey, guess what, Ryan? You never will guess what I discovered today. But yeah, he always has to take the train in for school or whatever. And he's like, sometimes I get very nervous for my life because shady.
I've been on one of the L trains to go towards Wrigley Field with a friend of mine for an interview. And a dude just decided to drop trow and pee in our train car. And I'm like,
not even surprised.
Nothing shocks me anymore. Here, so yeah, why not?
Sure. Why? Yeah,
It's like you have an excuse that you're drunk.
Yeah. I'm mentally preparing myself for the things I'm going to see in March, because I'm actually going up because Ryan and I were going to go see Trixie and Katya when they go to.
Okay,
I don't remember where it said it is, but yeah. And so like Mom and I are going up to visit him too, and I'm like, from what he's told me and from what you're saying, I'm like, this is going to be an event.
It like all depends, because once you get into the city, it's super nice. My friend who grew up in New York, he's like, Chicago is so clean. I'm like,
okay, all right.
Okay, okay. She goes, well, compared to New York, I go, because Chicago has dumpsters. New York has dumpsters.
They don't.
So the trash is just there
everywhere. Yeah. Oh God.
I was like,
yeah.
We put our trash in the
stuff where it belongs. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like if anything, I will not wear anything Penguins to Chicago, because I feel like that might be the equivalent of me wearing Penguin stuff in Philadelphia. I could get stabbed or shot.
That might be a good. Don't draw too much. No. Yeah. No, actually, most Hawks fans are very nice.
Yeah.
when it comes to it.
It would be my luck. I would run into like the two that
the two really terrible.
Yes.
I think unless you were wearing like St. Louis Blues stuff, that probably wouldn't go.
That would make it worse. Yeah. If I wear pirate stuff, they won't care. They won't care if I wear pirate stuff. They'll laugh at us probably. Yeah. They'll be like,
no, because then you could run into the White Sox fans and they would be like, look, you'll get there. Just beat the Cubs more next year. Just beat the Cubs more next year. That's all that matters.
In 20 years, something else will happen, maybe. I can't. Steelers stuff might be, I don't know. Steelers stuff might
not be bad, though.
Fine. Depends on how. Well, we do play you guys in a few weeks, I think. So
that's true.
How that goes.
See how it goes then. But
I'm going to be so torn.
Downtown, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
There's so many fans from all over of different teams that live downtown.
Yeah.
That at this point, it's like,
sure.
Or whatever. We'll have a conversation about like your sports team versus my sports team. Yeah. And why my sports team is better. And then you can tell me why yours is better. We'll
or we just both like talk crap about Philadelphia. I think that's the common bond right there.
That's the way to go, really. Because if they don't want to talk crap about Philadelphia,
we're gonna walk away.
Shouldn't be around them.
Yeah, we're gonna walk away. Bam, if you can't tell, we don't like Philadelphia at all. Oh.
I mean, Gritty's okay.
Oh god. I'll keep Iceberg. I'll keep him.
But I'm gonna keep Tommy. I'll keep Tommy Hawk. I think Tommy Hawk is fine. Like Tommy Hawk. Gritty grew on me.
Gritty's an abomination.
I didn't like Gritty, but that might be the only positive.
Do you even know who Gritty is, Bam? Do we need to show you who Gritty is?
We might have to
Probably. I know nothing.
I'll send a picture.
Yeah. You're gonna be horrified. Gritty's an abomination.
I don't even really know how to describe Gritty. Really, he's just.
That's exactly what you would expect from the Flyers. Would be what you got.
He looks like he should be on Sesame Street, but he also looks a little too creepy to be on Sesame Street.
So like rated PG-13 version of Sesame Street, maybe not like the kids version. Gritty is something that could like
would be the adult.
Would stab you in
the adult Sesame Street. Oh my god!
Right.
It's like breakfast cereal.
Over the
Sugar Puffs or something.
There is somebody who's on a cereal box that I could see.
Yeah,
I could see it. I can't remember what that was.
Hold on.
I can see it.
Hold on. I'll send it.
But Gritty is a thing.
Yeah, Gritty is a thing.
it's a moment.
That's literally all.
Sugar Puffs. Honey Monster
totally
Sugar Puffs.
What Philadelphia would do. Like.
Yeah, that's that is
come up with anything. We're gonna just make this.
What's the wildest thing that we could come up with? Just take a bunch of things, put it up on a wall, throw a dart at it, and just like put it all together, and that was Gritty.
Blindfold somebody, spin them around a couple times, and just go.
See what happens, and that's Gritty. Yeah.
Yeah, I've sent the Honey Monster.
Oh my
honestly,
god!
I think they might be cousins.
It's honestly it minus the googly eyes.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Oh, that's horrible.
They're like the same. They're in the same family. Oh my god.
They're obviously related.
Hilarious. They have to be. Oh god.
I can't. That's so terrifying.
No.
That's gonna haunt my dreams.
If I remember right, I think his eyes move.
They do.
Like the googly eyes.
Like Google eyes. Yeah. Yeah, it's something. If you ever are horrified by that, just think of the Dakota Kai meme with with. I love that so much. I have that listed in my memes folder on my phone. It's like it's just he can't. Like
I do it all the time. I'm always just like, yes.
It's so funny.
Too much.
I can't. That's it's too much. It's staring into my soul. I need to stop looking at it. Actually, the Honey Monster used to freak me out when I was younger, so.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We just freaked you out again. You're welcome.
They're obviously related.
I bet.
I think the first time I saw Gritty, I was like, yeah, if I was a child, I might have nightmares about this specific thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
God
Just like the Lily doll that Alexa.
Oh,
I literally said, I was like, if I was watching this and I was 8 years old, I think I would have a nightmare that doll would come and kill me in my sleep.
the worst part about that is that you would think the Fiend would have been the same thing, but then you saw kids wearing the masks and the gloves, and it's like, okay.
They're not afraid of this food at all.
And I'm sure
that's terrifying.
Kids that actually have the Lily doll that's for sale now. I can't.
There's a Jack in the Box now.
Yeah.
Oh no, I want that.
I swear to God, if they come up with a Charlie doll, I can't. I can't do it. And it was I feel bad because I feel like I talked it into existence. Like when Alexa came out with the gift, I said, look, it's gonna be her own personal Charlie doll, and then she like took it off. I'm like,
exactly what it was gonna be too. I was like, I don't even want to see this because this is gonna be creepier than Lily. Like, I'm not doing this.
I said, I'm so sorry that I put that into existence. Charlie.
No, my mum said the same thing, and I was just like, please no. And then like, it's just, I've really enjoyed the way Charlotte's been like selling the whole thing. Where it's just like, really.
Well, it's got the accessories and it's got the robe and the bell. Yeah, like. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind if Alexa won more or less just because I just don't want to see Charlotte as champion anymore.
I'm not gonna if they give it to Bliss, I'm not gonna hate it.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know.
I don't think I can hate it because I'm the same way. I feel like Charlotte's always in a title picture,
and that's the worst part. It's like
has a title. And
yeah,
hey, she's good. There's no denying that she's good.
Yeah.
Like, you have like so many other people on the roster.
I feel like they almost have to keep like reminding us she's good. It's like, guys, we know.
I've watched her for the past couple of years.
We know, and it's just like it's gotten to the point now where every time she wins a title, it's not even special anymore. It's just like, okay,
which sucks because like it should be special no matter how many times, like whatever you've won it for the first time or if you've won it for the 10th time, whatever. But
not with her,
because her title reigns have all been so close together and so short,
and the people she's beaten too, like I still won't forgive them for having her beat Rhea Ripley twice. Like
it was that was unnecessary. That was
both women that should WrestleMania 36. I wish they do over. Shayna should have beat Becky, and Charlotte should never have beaten Rhea. Like that's not even.
It didn't need to be like if you wanted to take the title off of Ripley, okay, I get it. But it didn't need to be Charlotte.
No, it never needs to be Charlotte.
Like,
I'm just kind of hoping that if Alexa beats Charlotte, they kind of revisit the thing with Shayna where all the distractions are gone now. So now it's actual and then if she I just want to see Shayna with the title, main roster title. That's not the title. That's all I want.
I'm with you.
I can't. It's been too long. I had a feeling though, like she had that tweet earlier on Monday where it said, "Take the handcuffs off me and watch what happens." I'm like, oh please. I'm like, tell me this is gonna happen, and then it did, and I'm like, oh thank God. Like they finally let it happen. It's been
they have to keep letting it happen because there's no reason that Shayna should be like cooped up and pushed to the side. Like there's no reason for it.
Like she was clearly the better out of the two. Like, there's no argument that Nia was
better than many people on that Raw roster.
Yeah,
the out of the whole division, she's up at the top.
Honestly, I think she's one of the best, if not the best, technical. Like she can rip you in half and know how to do it, and it's just
They just need to let her do it.
Funny how people all of a sudden
let her go back to NXT and destroy some people in NXT again.
Honestly, I'm honestly just happy that people. I find it ironic that probably the same people that claimed that she was boring when she was in NXT now all of a sudden love her. It's like, okay, you guys probably think when Pete Dunne stomps on people it's cool, but when Shayna does it, it's boring. It's like, okay, it's like Shayna does the exact same.
I've been at those tapings where people, and I'm a huge Pete fan, like love him to death. But I've been there when Pete will do certain things and somebody else, a woman or somebody else who's good, will do it and they don't get the same reaction, and I'm like
okay, it's like
what? That doesn't make sense. You loved the stomping and the biting before, and now now you're like, and I'm like, what?
It's the same thing.
Like, come on.
Honestly, I think I said to like Shay before, like everyone loves like Zack Sabre Jr. doing all this amazing technical wrestling, but the moment Shayna does it, oh, it's boring. No, it's not. It's the exact same thing.
I mean, I'd rather watch a technical wrestling match.
Yeah.
Than watch somebody flip around all the time. Like, I like the high-flying and lucha stuff, but it also has like like when it has the right time and place for it. I'd rather watch somebody like who was a collegiate wrestler or whatever do their thing in that way. And then I'll watch Montez Ford jump off and fly to the heavens. Any day of the week, but I still want the technical wrestling aspect into it too.
It's insane because you just look at the stuff that like Shayna and them can do. Like when Shayna like puts her foot on the back of their shoulder and like pops their shoulder almost out of place, I'm like, that stuff's cool to me because
so cool.
She can actually do that if she wants to. She just doesn't do it. Like she could be the most dangerous person in the WWE, not Nia Jax, but she knows control and can actually do it right.
She's the most dangerous, like because she's trained, not because she is the worst.
Yeah,
unfortunately. I feel like there's too much of that on in wrestling, like where it's like, oh, I love this person, and then I'll look at somebody and be like, you love that they could literally potentially injure somebody because they aren't full, like they're not ready to do certain things. And they still try it anyway.
Like I'm amazed she didn't end up giving Rhea like a concussion a few weeks ago when she like beat up her and Nikki. She like threw her into the side of the ropes head first. I'm like, why do we do this every time?
Like Nia can do some stuff well.
Yeah.
Then the certain stuff that they have her do, I'm like,
why?
You are setting her up for failure. You are setting her up for the internet trolls to go, what the fuck is she doing? You're setting that up. That's not cool.
That's why it's like I'm hoping their feud, like her and Nia, like Shayna and I, are like done for a while. Because the longer those two actually have a feud, the more nervous I get because I don't want Shayna getting hurt. Because
I'm almost hoping that Shayna like somehow worked with her like behind the scenes and was like, all right, we're gonna do this, but you're not gonna do like so that if this feud has to go.
Well,
like,
it might not be because supposedly Nia has a dislocated and fractured elbow, so she'll be out for an undisclosed amount of time. So they're not doing this right away, hopefully. But it's just like, if they're gonna expect us to feel sorry for Nia, I don't feel sorry for her.
I don't know.
Like she's not the bad guy.
No, how funny is it that every time Shayna actually had a singles match, she looked better than basically every other tag match she had because she actually had time to show you that she's the dangerous woman. Like,
and that's almost the problem with the tag team division.
Because
that's almost the problem with the tag team division, though, especially the women's tag team division. You could have somebody who's so good be paired up with somebody who might not be terrible, but their skill set is not on par. So it's like almost not fair. Like put people together that like have the same skill set. It just logical, but we don't think in logic.
It's like literally what we said earlier with Gritty. When they make these teams, I feel like sometimes I blindfold somebody and just throw darts at them, and this is it. It's like I get
put random names into the wheel on.
Just spin the wheel.
Look, I want more women's tag team wrestling because the titles deserve more attention or whatever. But like, if you're gonna add random people together for no reason,
you're dressed as a unicorn.
What?
Oh god, yeah. It because like
my
as soon as
they put,
oh, that's perfect.
I'm a unicorn. I'm a unicorn.
That is so cool.
That's awesome.
There was all that fun stuff when I was younger.
I know, right?
Then again, I'm not really.
It's way cooler stuff than I did.
Right, like you see some of the stuff. Yeah, like you see some of the stuff now, and it's like, what the heck?
I don't get this cool stuff.
Yeah, because we didn't have Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon is a thing. Yeah,
that
is a thing. Yeah.
What are you doing?
But it was just like when they started putting Rhea and Nikki together, I'm like, please don't do this to me.
It's
like there's that weird. Yeah.
It's weird.
It's a
like,
weird odd couple kind of deal
Like,
going
Yes,
on.
and it's like we've done this how many times already? Like, I
The
get that it's
odd
almost
couple
like
thing.
it's like I get that it's almost like Batman Robin kind of thing, but it's like,
Oh yeah.
stop. This literally
But is
shows
it
we have nothing.
necessary?
No, and it's like okay,
Stop.
I scream about it every time on the podcast. How come they got the title shot before Tegan and Shotzi? I hate it.
That's a really
Hate
good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Hate
That's
it. They like
really
Am
annoying.
I nuts? Where have Shotzi and Tegan been?
Oh, they're probably in that room.
they're like backstage.
Okay.
They're like it's like they've
That
beaten
room
them
that
3 or
Aleister
4
Black was
times
in.
already. And it's like, oh yeah, Rhea and Nikki beat them like twice. You get the title shot. It's like, excuse me. Like, I'd
The
love
other
to
day,
see.
like, when I was watching, somebody brought them up on screen, and I was like,
They're here,
did I
yeah.
miss something? Are they like,
Yeah.
is somebody injured and they're like,
Yeah.
we're just having them chill? And if that's the case, okay, fine. Like, otherwise, what are we doing? Like, why do I have to watch Carmella and Selena Vega
Over and over and over.
like the plastics? And
And where's Liv Morgan then
care.
either? Finally, they're actually doing something with her. Like, it's so annoying because it's like I love Tegan and Shotzi, but I still would have loved to seen what Tegan would have done in NXT.
Yeah.
Like, she just came back, and then the week later, it's like, oh yeah, you're on SmackDown now. Like, okay.
And I was like, oh, she's finally gonna beat up Candace and like Indy.
Nope.
And I was like,
That did not happen.
Tegan?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool, but Shotzi
Yeah.
was in a great tag team with Ember Moon.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love
Ember's
them
kinda
together.
Yeah,
Like, I
no,
was
her
like,
and now Ember's kind of like, and then
What's
Zoe
Ember
and Io
doing?
won, and then Zoe and Io won the titles, and they forgot they existed for like a month and a half, and now all of a sudden
Like,
they have.
Now that I knew, like, once Candice LeRae said she was pregnant, them dropping the titles made so much more sense.
Yeah.
But I was still like, we're still giving them to a tag team that you threw together.
Yeah.
When
Instead of someone that's established.
And the worst part is, the only established team you have is Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter, and that's it.
And you're not, and apparently they're not going to give them the titles, which I'm not like. Okay, I'd rather watch Io and Zoe Stark, I guess, but
yeah. And the only other team I could think of if they would even put them back together was Tegan and Dakota, and even then, like, someone would have to turn face or heel, and
this past week, I can't remember her name. She's from Australia, and was like, once Indy comes back from her honeymoon with Dexter,
we'll
team up. And I was like,
what was her name? Steph DeLander, I think was her actual name, but I don't remember what they call her now.
I can't remember what her.
I don't know. They gave those names. They're giving them now. Prawn Breaker.
What is Mandy Rose's crew calling themselves? Toxic something.
Toxic Attraction.
I was like, is that really what we want to go with? We want to tell everybody you're attracted to us because we're toxic? Like, what are we doing?
And it's like, okay, you changed, you're a brunette now. All right.
I
was never
like Mackenzie Mitchell has interviewed you before. Yeah, you guys look really similar, but like, why are we changing your hair now?
Yeah, I've never really been a fan of Mandy. I still wish Sonya would have beaten her in that feud, but because I think the biggest
Mandy
problem
was the bad guy.
Yeah, honestly, like I hate how WWE loves to every other month or so recycle the blonde pretty girl gimmick. You tried it with Emma, that was terrible. You tried it with Lana, that was terrible. You tried it with Liv, that wasn't gonna work. And now you're trying it with Carmella. It's like
yeah.
I mean,
I like Carmella before.
Yeah, she was fine. She didn't need to.
She was different. She wasn't like every other like blonde hot girl on the roster.
But it's just it's a terrible storyline no matter what company tries any of it.
That's why
almost every company has tried like a version of it before, and I'm like, do none of your writers, are they unable to come up with like something that's a tad better?
And then I keep forgetting Eva Marie exists too.
Would be nice.
Yeah. And then Eva Marie exists too. I keep forgetting. And that's just I can't. I can't.
I don't know why we keep trying to make her a thing.
It's not a
thing.
It's
just it's not gonna work.
No, it's not. That's why it's like I appreciate AEW's women's division so much more because it's so like eclectic and diverse and all over. So like you have someone who's an alien, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And you're not, it works. It works. Statlander makes it work so well. And then you have Ruby and like you have a little bit of everything, not just okay, well here's like majority of them are pretty blonde girls and then there's like 2 or 3 like others. It's literally flipped. They have a couple like pretty girls, but even then they don't even do the stereotypical like WWE pretty girl kind of gimmick. Like I'm trying to even think. Penelope Ford maybe, but even then it's not the bunny.
Penelope might be the only person who's
but it's not like done in the same way as what's done in WWE. She's edgier, she's cooler, like and then she gets in the ring and she can show everyone, oh actually I can go, and that's really nice to see. Plus every time someone's been injured, who have they called? Penelope Ford, because they know she can put on a good match. Yeah,
like literally the only I can't even really think of like because their division's really I think like maybe just Jade Cargill, but that's just because she has like no experience and she'll get better as time goes on. But
I like her gimmick. I like the fact she's she's beautiful, but she's strong and athletic.
She pulls it off really well.
Yeah,
she does that really well.
Yeah, and I just didn't agree with the whole like manager thing. Like she had the momentum going after the Shaq thing, and then it's for a month and a half, 2 months, I'm not going to wrestle. I need a manager. Like you don't need a manager.
Especially who they put her with. I'm still a little like,
God, why
is this the choice? Like,
but at least it's not with like the Hardy.
No, God, that's a mess.
I have no idea what's going on with that.
And it's not with Vicky Guerrero either.
No.
I think
I love Vicky, but
it would have harmed Jade. I feel like it wouldn't have worked out the right way.
Yeah, and then you would have had to deal with Nyla. And I love Nyla. I just think the problem is they used her way too much too soon. So now it's to kind of like a Charlotte thing where you put her in a title match and people are going to get mad.
Yeah.
And which is a shame because I think Nyla's pretty cool, but
like Nyla deserves to be in a championship like picture, but they did use her way too much too soon.
Yeah,
because they didn't have any other established stars.
Because at that time they weren't really focusing on establishing other stars than the people that were already like established, which I got. But
and now the division's pretty good.
Yeah.
Really good. It's just now the problem is I think AEW's problem right now is not even the division. It's the fact that you have so many damn like teams and factions. I can't keep it up.
Yeah.
There's like sub teams from the factions, and then there's like mixed up people from the other.
It's so much. That's why I'm like, if you tell me this they're like from a faction, I'm gonna be like,
sure.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Stop. There's too many factions.
Yeah, too many.
I can't do it.
No,
I love a faction, but like it needs to be more like what they do in Japan, where you have a set amount.
Yeah, not
like in Stardom, they've got a set amount. In New Japan, they have a set amount. It's the same with Noah and everywhere else, and that's what they need.
It's insane. It is so insane.
A lot.
It's like you got Jurassic Express, you got the Hardy Family Office, and then from that you got like TH2, and then from that you got Private Party, and then from the Inner Circle you got Santana and Ortiz and Jericho and this and that, and it's like, guys, I can't. Like I can't keep up.
And what MJ? It's a Pinnacle, right?
Yeah.
I like the Pinnacle though. I think they're pretty cool.
That a thing? Like,
but it's just like
too much.
Okay, I get it. Factions are cool, and I'm a fan of factions, but when
too much,
I can't keep up with like what's supposed to be what or who's from where.
But also, there's no like women involved in the factions. It's like get some women in there.
Like literally the only one I can think of is Varsity Blondes with Julia Hart, and that's it. Yeah. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Oh, then you got the
bunny. I like their whole thing.
You got Allie. With Butcher and Blade.
Yeah, you got Anna Jay and Tay Conti with the Dark Order too. Yeah. Kind of sort of. See, that's the weird thing with Tay Conti, where they like, invited her, but she never like accepted, but she's still kind of like there, like she is. So it's like, did she accept or did she not? And
are we just supposed to assume that like she's the Dark Order without ever?
I guess,
Like,
yeah. And I mean, like the women's
saying it out loud.
Yeah, and the women's division, there's really only like one faction, and that's not even really a faction. That's just Britt, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter. Which, my God, Jamie Hayter, holy crap, she looks completely different.
I know.
It was insane.
I know.
At first, when she came back, I was like, "I'm sorry, who?"
Yeah, I was at that show, and I'm like,
person. Like,
yeah, we're like sitting there and I'm like, who is this? And I'm like, I don't know if the announce team's saying it because we're all just sitting there like, okay, everyone, but who's this one? And she had to they had to go after the show when it went off and say, oh yeah, this is Jamie Hayter. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Jamie Hayter. And I feel like I was literally the only one that remembered. Jamie was Britt's match and she came back in 2019, so it's like I knew that, but I'm like, that's not Jamie. I'm like, that's not Jamie. That's not Jamie.
I was like, what?
She looks fantastic.
Obviously, the last time I saw her was in Stardom. She had the tag belts.
Yeah.
And then obviously they had dropped them. She was stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of being like the rest of us here in England and staying in our houses and getting fat, she decided to work on herself. And now I'm like, excuse me.
Yeah. I mean, even if she had the
I mean, she's always been hot as well, and like she's so talented. But then she came back, and I'm like, whoa.
Even if she had the split dyed hair now, I still wouldn't have been like, yeah, I don't think that's still her though.
No.
Good. But then the problem was you had her lose a couple times already, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Because
because she's incredible.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna last very long with them, to be honest. I don't know.
I'd be shocked if it lasts a certain a long period of time at this point.
Yeah, like I still think that if they wanted to, Britt could beat Sheeta's record. I kind of want them to, but I feel like that also means she'd have to beat Thunder Rosa, and I feel like that's like the end all be all. It's Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, which Thunder Rosa has to kind of be the one.
She'll be the one to take it off her, but that means I think they'd have to wait until I think like May to take it off her. I'm like, can we wait that long?
Right.
Because I feel like Sheeta broke the record a few weeks before Double or Nothing, because it was actually on my birthday this year, so that was a few weeks before that. So that's like mid-May. So yeah, that's. Oy.
I mean, she could do it. I could buy that Britt could keep the title that long.
Oh, I could.
But is AEW gonna do a reign like that back to back, or they, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's gonna be tough though. It's gonna be tough too, because apparently they take into account the rankings, and Thunder Rosa's been in the top 3 for a while now, and but then again, Sheeta was number 1 for how many weeks until she finally got her shot at Nyla?
Yeah,
so it's like they could do it, but it's annoying. So it's like I just don't see. I don't know. It'll be tough unless they push the whole thing with Thunder Rosa back to May, but. How are you going to do that?
How would you
do it?
Yeah, how are you going to do that without having her not wrestle or have other people wrestle more than her to open the rankings? Because you're not going to have her lose. You can't have Thunder Rosa.
They just ignore the rankings altogether and just.
That's why
they just have Britt dodge her. Just be like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's something Britt would definitely do.
That's why I don't like the rankings. I think sometimes the rankings puts them into a corner.
It's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it works. I don't think it works well as a whole.
Long term.
Long term, I don't see how it will work.
Because one day if someone's 5-0 and they're all the way at the top, and then Thunder Rosa's 27-2 and she's 4th. And then the next day she wins a match and it's flipped. It's okay, this is a little much.
Yeah.
So it's it's weird, but I don't know.
I just prefer admittedly, I love Japanese wrestling. It's my whole thing. I just like what they do out there, where if you pin the champion, you get a title shot. That's just how it works. Even in tournaments.
And you don't call it a championship contender match every time.
Whatever.
Oh, it's so dumb.
Those don't make any sense to me either. I'm either give them a title shot or just don't call it anything.
Yeah, it's they pick and choose when to do it, clearly. Tegan and Shotzi and Rhea and Nikki, you beat them twice, you get a shot. You beat them 4 times and maybe not.
I think if you just pin the champ, you should be able to challenge. That's how it should work.
Supposed to go.
Because you've already beat them once.
Yeah.
Now beat them for the title.
To do it that way.
Yeah.
But again, wrestling and logic
does it always
don't really go hand in hand.
Yeah. And it seems too, they're not really doing a lot of rematches in AEW because Statlander didn't get a rematch. So it's
which I kind of like.
Yeah.
And I kind of don't at the same time.
Yeah.
I like that we're not seeing the same matches.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
But I also if you were the champion and you lost your title,
Mm-hmm.
and that means you automatically are at the end of the line, that kind of sucks too.
Yeah.
It does suck, but you know.
I do appreciate not seeing the same matches.
Yeah.
Or when I like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was weird though to me because I feel like the way the match ended with Ruby and Britt kind of sets it up for a rematch. Because I mean, you saw the results for it, so you saw like what happened. I'll just say it was a dirty finish. It was a dirty finish, which I thought was odd because you had
keep Ruby strong.
But that too, Statlander lost clean, and she still looked perfectly fine. She looked absolutely fantastic. So you didn't need anybody to beat Chris, but you needed someone to beat Ruby. I find that kind of odd. Yeah. But of course, that Ruby looked like the absolute underdog in that and made her look great. She didn't need to. I mean, she could have lost clean and she would have been perfectly fine. So I think they might set it up for another rematch, maybe, because now they've realized we kind of have to move this along to get to Thunder Rosa. Because I don't remember who else is even in the rankings. I think like Jade Cargill's third, and I'm like, I don't think that's.
I don't.
She's not there yet.
She's good, but she's not championship.
No, not
worthy.
yet. No,
she looks like it.
She's just not championship
and
ready yet.
No, yeah, and she honestly should not lose until she is championship ready and she's won the title, and then she's dropping the title.
Yeah, I can see her doing like
no sense.
Kind of
Yeah. Almost like a female Goldberg type.
Mm-hmm.
Storyline where she just
better.
doesn't lose.
But way better because
but way better.
Yeah.
But
I'm kind of confused why they're not really using
for her to be somebody who is build her to be completely unbeatable.
Yeah.
And then give her the championship opportunity.
Yeah. But I'm kind of confused why they're not bringing any of the Joshis right now. They really don't have anybody except like one Shida. Why are we sticking her on Dark and Dark Elevation? She doesn't need to be on there. She needs to be on Dynamite. Like, what's going on? But because like you haven't seen Sakazaki in how long? I mean, Riho was kind of like with Statlander and Ruby when they were like helping with Britt, but it's like
the cutest team I've ever seen.
They said that's like where did I see it? It was on Twitter, I think, where it's like you just saw all three like aesthetics of like women loving women, where it's like you got the pastel pink, you got the space, and then you got the punk. I'm like, I feel attacked on that one. But like,
but it is odd how they set up or how they decide what women are on Dynamite, and then Rampage now versus who's on like the YouTube, like Dark on YouTube or whatever. Because I'm gonna say I don't watch a ton of the stuff on YouTube unless I know of the match specifically, and I'm like, oh, I have to watch that.
I watched Big Swole versus Diamante.
I specifically
went and looked for that because
that could have easily been on a Dynamite or a Rampage. Come on.
Unless they're just using that to test the waters to maybe do it on the main show eventually.
But they're gonna have to. Odd. They're like what they decide goes on YouTube and what is like. This will be good for TV, but this match, it's YouTube. I'm like, how does one decide that? Because there are plenty of things that I think have been on Dark that definitely would have been better than some of the stuff they put on Dynamite or whatever.
Yeah, because I feel like when it comes to Rampage and Dynamite, they only ever focus on like obviously Britt, and then maybe like Anna Jay, and then like Ty Conti against the Bunny, and that's it. It's like guys, come on, like come on. You have plenty of other women that you could put on that mat and like on the shows, and it's fine. But
it seems like in both companies, it's like, okay, we have all of these women, but we're gonna give you maybe 10-minute match.
Like, come on, guys, you're supposed to
show, maybe.
Yeah,
and it's like, but why?
Come on, you have
all these people, and they're great. Mm-hmm. But if you're only going to put them on the YouTube show, or you're only going to do this so much with this person on Raw or SmackDown, but
what are we doing?
Like, I don't understand it because there's so many good women, and if you only give the women 5 minutes a week,
I don't like that.
How is anybody supposed to get to know any of these people? And decide, I want her to get a title. I would love to see her in the title picture.
Yeah,
also not everyone watches like the same stuff. Like I know not everyone is going to know who the hell Lulu Pencil is.
Right.
Because like I got so excited when I saw her come down with Emi Sakura, and I was like, oh my God, I want them as like a tag team, like on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
And like use Lulu Pencil, she's freaking amazing. And you don't even have to do it in the ring. You can just like start a feud and like have them use the backstage area.
Yeah, like I'd love for them to bring Maki Ito in. Like,
Oh my God,
she?
I love her.
That was amazing.
She
Like,
has been very busy, I think, over in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
Still need to watch her death match.
oh God, I saw the like GIF of that where they like had the like bats or whatever with the barbed wire and the explosives, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like that was
makes me so happy.
Oh, it was.
I like happy
insane.
dancing.
Oh God, that was wild. Like I've never really seen a whole lot of death matches, honestly. I feel like the first one I actually saw in its entirety was Jericho and Gage, which I still think shouldn't have been the second labor of Jericho. That should have been the last. But
yeah.
Jericho beat Nick Gage is still
I don't even know.
questioning my life.
That watching that, I'm
like how?
Chris, are we in a midlife crisis? Are we in a mental breakdown that we said yes to this?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
That definitely should have been like the final boss kind of thing for those like labors.
Sure.
And that whole thing.
MJF, it should have been.
I screamed so loud when Nick Gage came out, and Mum was like, "No," and I'm like, "I can't wait."
Yeah,
and it's on Twitter first and had to like switch over, and I'm like,
no. Yeah, like,
really? Sir, what are you doing?
Yeah, like here, I'm like,
what this you do is not.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, are they gonna have to like tone it down because it's on TV? And then I watched it. I'm like, this isn't toned down in the slightest. How they let this on?
I mean, it might have been his most like least like.
I was quite toned down for things I've seen.
Good.
Just what that's.
Oh, it was really
insane.
Good. Oh no, so
that's insane if that's toned down. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh.
Compared to Tournament of Death, kind of.
I love Tournament of Death.
Toned down.
God.
Tournament
Maybe I need to watch
these. There was not enough panes of glass. There was no barbed wire trampoline.
Yeah. Like apparently I need to watch some death matches because
deathmatch wrestling is so.
Oh, Big Japan, their stuff is insane.
Stuff.
But I will also never forgive them for anyone for allowing Despy to actually go and do a death match where he broke his jaw and then he was out of like the Super Juniors, and I'm like, excuse me, I love Despy, where is he?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
He was out for like 9 months, and then he came back, and I was like, yay!
Damn.
I will say there's a good deathmatch wrestling company that I go to a lot when I go down to Florida. I'll send you their stuff. I'll look it up. They do no ring death matches.
That's awesome.
So they just go, they'll just be all over the where little nightclub or whatever they're in.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
It's so fun.
That's
It's like a hardcore version of DDT when they do like the water parks and the trains and stuff.
I feel like I'm missing out. I need to catch up on these.
Is the one in Florida.
Okay.
They're pretty fun.
Damn. I'm missing out. I'm really missing out. Like, you guys are like, oh, you thought that was extreme on Dynamite. That's cute.
I mean, it was for
TV. Yes.
For a match on TNT, that was wild.
I felt bad for the people in the front row when the glass and stuff started exploding. I'm like, I'm sure they didn't sign up for that.
I saw what the camera went to like one girl and a guy, and I was like, oh, babies, you had no idea.
Yeah, you were not ready for what you were gonna get. Oh God.
My dad goes, I go, Dad, I've been that close. Like, I left with like glass and thumbtacks in my boots. He goes, oh, seriously? I go, oh yeah. I'm thinking little
that's a usual Friday night. Yeah. Oh my God. I went to Dynamite and all I got was this pane of glass from the mat.
At least the Chris Jericho and Nick Gage one was better than the exploding.
Oh God!
Joe, I still haven't seen that.
You're not
still haven't seen it.
I was like, blessings that you actually let Nick Gage do everything.
Yeah.
Because I still can't watch back.
Yeah, I can't either.
I haven't even seen it.
Thing.
Oh, like, you. I don't even know if I want to tell you to watch it.
No, don't.
It's so bad.
You know how Japan does exploding death matches.
It was literally like firecrackers. That was it.
Don't do it.
Oh, that sucks.
They made such a big deal out of it. They had
they hyped it up so
much. They have to.
Guys,
And that
this
was
is a disgrace. This is an embarrassment.
Yeah, like you have Eddie jumping on top of Mox, waiting for them to get like blown into like a million pieces, and it was literally like firecrackers.
It was like a
Yeah.
firework. I was like,
It was just like firecrackers and sparklers. That was all it was, and I'm like, okay.
The little things that you just throw on the ground and they
like crackle thing.
Oh,
Yeah, that was it.
That's so depressing.
It was so sad. Because I was like, oh my god, it's gonna just like freaking explode. And my dad looked at me and goes, "Is that it?" I go,
"Yeah."
That should have been it.
The exploding ropes had more firepower than the actual explosion. And
literally what it was. When they threw each other against the ropes, I was like, that's what it's supposed to be. And then at the end, I was like, y'all should have just scrapped it. Y'all should have just scrapped it.
I don't even remember what the excuse was. I've heard like so many excuses where like it wasn't supposed to go off like that, or they hired the wrong guys, or
something went off early in the match. So this
it was so weird. Yeah. Because Mom and I were sitting there.
Excuses. Just don't make excuses.
Just own it.
It went bad.
Own it.
Yeah, because Mom and I were sitting there and it went off and we were like looking at each other and we're like, is that it?
I was like,
that's
is something else gonna go off?
Like, like, is
there
that
another thing?
And I think I even just started laughing because we're like, okay, that was the big bad explosion Eddie was saving Mox from.
I think I said if I was in the audience, I literally would have crapped up and started walking out as I was walking out and just been like, y'all hyped this up for that.
Yeah, I think that was like the early part of AEW where they would hype stuff up way too much and then Christian Cage is great, but I think when Tony kept saying, oh, this is a Hall of Fame worthy like signee, he's like my favorite wrestler and this and that, everybody was expecting like I think Lesnar at the time or something.
And then it was Lesnar. I think even somebody said Kurt Angle or something.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of names.
Yeah.
I did hear some people go, oh, it could be Christian.
Yeah, and there's like, that's not big enough for that.
I love Christian, but I would be shocked if Christian was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Mm-hmm. And then when he showed up, I was like, oh, really cool. And I was happy. But I was also like, this is an interesting choice for him. An interesting place.
Yeah. It was weird. And I think they learned their lesson from that in the death match, because then it was like when there was a rumor that Adam might be there, they like went full force into it. When they sang with Ruby, same thing. It's like it was almost like a guarantee, but there was still like that 1% of, oh wait, well, what if it's not them? So it's always going to be a surprise. So I'm like, I'm glad they finally learned their lesson, because they kind of
they do like to hype it up.
They overhyped those.
Totally worth it.
Oh yeah, like Ruby was totally worth it. And they didn't even really honestly, they didn't even have to do anything. The entire wrestling community built the hype up already that it was going to be her. Because I honestly said, when we were sitting there, I said, I just had a horror thought. I said, if it's not Ruby, God help whoever the Joker was going to be.
Yeah.
They were going to get booed out of that building.
It would be like that time Rey Mysterio got booed at the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because he wasn't Daniel Bryan.
For Ruby. I was like, okay, if it's not Ruby,
who is it?
Who the hell is it?
Yeah, like it couldn't have been anybody else.
Who could they have gotten that's not Ruby?
Yeah, like there's literally
might not get a terrible reaction. That'll still get a decent reaction.
Like nobody.
And I was like, nobody. Unless it's Mercedes Martinez somehow. I don't see it. But they already had her as the Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, you didn't want to sign her then. So
still don't want to sign her now, apparently.
Apparently not, which makes no sense to me.
I hate that. Like, I feel my friend Nick, he lives up in Syracuse. I guess she's up there in like a few weeks, actually. She's wrestling Thunder Rosa. I said, first off, Nick, if you're going to that show, I hate you.
Really good.
I'm like, I hate you if you're going to that show, but also send me pictures, please.
That'll be a really good match, because I can't remember. Have they wrestled each other before?
I don't think so. I think because I
can't remember.
I think when I wrote that, like, potential like opponents for Mercedes when she got released, I put Thunder Rosa, because I went into cage match and I made, because I didn't want to be that person where I just said somebody and then you have those people like, well, they actually wrestled before.
Already done it.
No, they haven't.
Still, even if they have,
good.
It was a while.
Still is a fantastic match to look forward to, because one, Mercedes hasn't been on the independents in a bit now, so the match would be still fresh even if they had wrestled. But the fact that they haven't just adds
and those two can go. Those two can go. So, and
I love Mercedes, so I hope
Me
good
too.
things happen to her because
I hope
I'm
so
a
too.
fan.
Yeah, and of course my friend is going to that show, so I said you better send me a whole bunch of
All the
pictures,
photos.
a bunch of pictures. I said I'm more jealous of you for seeing Mercedes because I've met Thunder Rosa and I've seen her wrestle already, so I'm like, the fact that you're gonna see like Mercedes Martinez like 10 feet away from you, I hate you. But also send me the pictures, please.
I love seeing Mercedes live.
She's awesome.
I really want to see her.
They
was there,
screwed
I think,
her up
for the
so
Mae
bad
Young
in
Classic
NXT.
when she showed up.
Yeah.
I think I was at her Mae Young Classic.
Oh,
And I was like, she's right here.
That would have been
She's
so
right there.
I wish they'd
'Cause
bring that back.
Was she the
I
first
love the Mae
classic
Young
or the
Classic.
second one?
She was in both.
Yeah,
She
both.
was in, yeah. So I
Was she in
definitely,
both?
'cause I was there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Kaylee
she was in
Ray.
16 and 17.
That's okay. So I was there for Kaylee Ray.
Oh my god! I love
I was on the ramp. I was on the ramp.
What?
And I was like,
yeah.
I kept looking back at her, and I'm like, hi, Kaylee, hello.
Oh,
how are you?
oh god.
And then when Candace was there, I freaked out. Like I was done for.
Yeah.
I was like, Candace LeRae? I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
done.
that was so cool back then, the man class, because I like never really got a chance to pay attention to the indies. So that's where I saw Shayna first was the Man Classic, and so I'm like, she seems pretty cool. And then she went in the ring. I'm like, oh, she's really cool.
Really cool. I think one of the first things I ever wrote wrestling wise, like arc wise, was something about everybody in the
yeah, me too.
Class. I did like a little profile on some of them.
Yeah, that was literally I think when I was writing,
gonna know some of them.
No, they weren't. Because I remember
a lot of people that I even had to look up their matches to be like, I know the name, but I don't know what they've all done. Yeah,
I literally think some of the first stuff when I actually got back into writing like professionally, it was all about the Mae Young Classic. I mean, like the first stuff for TWM was a whole bunch of like reviews of every single like week in the matches, and I had to do that with my other site. So it was like, that's what got me back into wrestling was the Mae Young Classic or writing about it, and I miss it so much. They need to bring it back. They won't, but
we
got Queen of the Ring.
I want them to bring that back. They don't have to sign a ton of people that they put in it.
Put it in.
But they need to do it again.
I'm nervous about the Queen of the Ring.
Exposure for whoever's in it.
Well, we're gonna get Queen of the Ring, and I'm nervous about that because
I don't know how to feel about that. I know a lot of people have.
I hate how the finals are in Saudi Arabia. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm so iffy about it, and I've been iffy about the idea of it for years.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they do King of the Ring well anymore either.
No.
Because
it was the last good
Xavier Woods should be King of the Ring.
Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
this man his due. But the Queen of the Ring, I'm like, we already don't book the women's division that great. Yeah. So now we're gonna do a
whole tournament and a knockout tournament.
And then it's like, if the finals are in Saudi Arabia, you can basically just get rid of half the roster because you're not going to have most of the roster go over there. Yeah. Let's put it. Here's how I put it.
I really, really need Saudi Arabia to get canceled. I don't understand how
I don't watch it. I've never watched it.
I don't watch it.
Yeah, no. It's like here's how I would put it. For Queen of the Ring, if you do not make the Queen of Spades the Queen of the Ring, you're wrong. Like, you're wrong. That's literally.
As long as it's not Charlotte, because Charlotte's already a queen.
Charlotte.
You can give it to Shayna, who deserves it.
Please,
give it to Charlotte away from it.
You could literally give it to basically most of that roster and be like, fine. Like, give it to Naomi. Give it to Sonya. Give it to.
Oh, Naomi would be good.
Oh, that thing with her and Sonya right now is wild.
I don't really.
Yeah. So when are we getting that match between the two of them?
Yeah. When's Sonya coming back in the ring? I miss her.
Yeah, I miss her so much.
I don't like her in this. I'm kind of done with it. I'm kind of over it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like get her back.
I think this would last as long as it has. To be honest.
The only good thing we get is she looks good in every suit she's in. That's literally that's.
Oh my god! Yes.
But
that's it. But
I'm ready for us to like. Is she gonna wrestle again? Or is this really what she wants to do? And if that's what she wants to do is be in this role, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm tired.
I need to like after a while I'm like, okay, I'm only looking at this just because you look great in a suit and that's about it. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my, that woman can pull off any color of a suit and make it look good. Like like I want a suit now because of Sonya.
Get a suit. Do it.
I need to
Did
get a
Seth
suit.
take note of Sonia's suit game and be like, oh, what am
Oh
I
my
doing
god.
wrong? 'Cause
Oh
I
my god, his
can't-
suit on
I
Friday.
can't look at him
Oh my god, that was
the way he dresses anymore. And I love him. I love him a
oh
lot.
Seth.
But I cannot look at him in some of these suits. Like, I can't
Yeah.
take him seriously.
It was
Like,
just
And I
Pat's
don't know, is that the
reaction.
point? Am I
Yeah.
not supposed to take him seriously?
Like some of the most how sad is it that like the obnoxious patterns and whatever, the one that like screwed me up so bad was like the leather suit and the leather tie. I'm like,
Oh,
this
that one
just
was
looks
terrible.
weird. I'm like,
That one was terrible. The one he wore, I think it was last week, that looks like aluminum foil.
yes. Oh my god, the
I was
space
like,
suit.
Seth, baby,
Yeah.
what
I'm
are
like,
we doing?
stop.
I
And then
like
the one
I-
where it looks
they're
like he
all
should have
hideous,
been
but I
in
love
Ariana
them.
Grande's. He should have been in
Oh.
Ariana Grande's music video.
Yes.
Seth, I love Ariana Grande as much as the next person because
Oh,
I do.
fine.
But I'm
Yeah.
not gonna wear a suit or a
No.
dress
Don't.
that would have
I
made me
can't.
the background of her music video.
Honest to God, like it makes me laugh because you have people like Sonia, and you've seen pictures of Shayna Baszler in a suit too. She looks fantastic, and then you have
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I
Seth,
literally, I think I said it out loud a couple weeks ago. I go, Becky actually lets you out of the house. Look at
Yeah.
that. Are you
Yes.
sure?
and now Becky's looking obnoxious too. It's like, guys, come on, stop
It
it.
looks like she should be on the cover of Kill Bill last
Yes.
week. I was like, where
I'm
are
into it.
you
Yes.
doing?
Oh, and I don't care what they say. They can make me want to hate her all. I'm not gonna hate Becky.
I'm not
Like,
gonna
I'm
hate-
not.
No.
I will admit they're doing a good job of like getting people to boo her though, because I didn't think they could do it.
It's
They
Seth's
have.
influence. It's Seth's fault that she's like
Yeah.
this. He influenced her.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we can blame the pregnancy hormones. That's what's going on. It's fine. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can. Yeah, I like
I do
Bianca,
like
but
her
I still like
obnoxious-
Becky.
I
But
love
that
her
whole thing at
obnoxious
SummerSlam.
jackets.
But how Bianca lost that title,
Yeah, that
It's
SummerSlam match.
it's wrong.
Not good.
I was
Not good.
so angry.
Like
That
hey,
was-
okay, I'm fine if we were gonna give Becky the title, okay, fine.
Not
But
like
have
that.
the actual match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because all Bianca has done, she deserves to have the actual match
Yeah.
and lose
that
as an actual champion and not just like, oh, we hate you.
that
this is what's
entire program was a roller coaster of emotions because it's like you're going with Sasha and Bianca up until you had it up until the promo videos.
I still don't
played the
understand.
promo videos.
Everybody knew it wasn't gonna be Sasha.
Yeah, because we're
Even when they
like,
kept going, ew, this is our next match. I'm like, there's
wait.
no way that this is the match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's,
and then
there's
it's like-
no way.
As soon as Bianca came out first, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then to find, and no, so nonchalantly too, they're like, oh yeah, Sasha's not here, so it's gonna be Carmella. I'm like, okay, like, is this a joke?
Like, I didn't mind because I like Carmella.
But
I
we've
would've
seen
been
it like
fine with
5
that.
times though. That's the problem. Like,
Once Becky won, I was like, I almost would have rather just watched Bianca beat the crap out of Carmella again.
yeah,
I would have
honestly.
rather
Yeah.
watched that.
Yeah, I went
than
from like,
what they did.
yeah, I went from pissed to like, great, but you literally lied to us this entire time, to, oh great, it's Carmella, to holy shit, Becky is back, I'm excited, to confused. I ended up
Because
confused. So I'm like,
if they would have just let them actually wrestle,
yeah.
that would have been
Yeah.
amazing.
It's like, was Becky
And I
not
wouldn't
ready?
have been mad if Bianca still lost because they
Yeah.
actually had a match.
Yeah, and I love the people online because I kept seeing everywhere people were blaming Becky for it, like, oh, she has the creative influence, she did this. I'm like, first off, I'm
How do
like,
you know she has any influence?
I'm like,
That's
first
what I
off,
don't understand.
us Shayna fans know Becky wanted to lose to Shayna at WrestleMania 36 and then said no, so she has
She
no
doesn't
control.
have the
Yeah.
influence that people think she does.
No, it's like, stop. And they still cheered her anyway, but I was just confused because I'm like, why do you have to do that to poor Bianca like that? Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
If you're gonna have her lose, okay, but
Yeah.
have it be better than that. Like,
yeah. At least they're doing damage control with her now where they didn't have her come out and be like, this is ridiculous. I wasn't ready for that. But they had her like, look, I owned it. I screwed up. I whatever. So I'm like, at least they're doing that because it could have easily made her like whiny of, well, wasn't ready. I was expecting Sasha and then I got Carmella and then it was you. So it's like, good.
Yeah,
Just
But
make
that's like not Bianca's character at all, and she
Nobody
probably would
would've
have been like,
bought
I'm
it.
not saying
nobody would have
No, it's like
Bianca came out like that.
that.
Like, I would have sat here and been like,
really.
who wrote this promo? Because that ain't Bianca. No
Yeah.
way Bianca's saying
No,
that.
because even when she lost in NXT, she was still the EST
Yeah.
and being like, I'm undefeated. And they're like, but you have been beaten. She's like, no, I'm
No.
undefeated in my mind,
Yeah.
and it's like, yes!
It's like,
she should
okay.
have won the title in NXT. She's another.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
one I don't understand how
Missed
she didn't get that.
I
opportunity.
feel like, I feel like a lot of things in like the NXT women's division came down to like timing, because I feel like if Dakota wouldn't have gotten hurt when she did, she probably could have kept that feud going with Shayna and beat her. Like, I would have loved to see that. That would have been fantastic.
I wish that had a finish, like her and Shayna.
Yes.
I wish that had a finish really bad.
Yeah, so now I'm hoping, well, it's like, I don't want Dakota to go up to the main roster, but it's
But
like,
if she does.
yes, it's like, because I'm thinking they might move Shayna to SmackDown. I feel like they're not going to keep her on Raw. They might move her in the draft. She needs to change the scenery.
It might be a better fit for her.
Yeah, poor Shayna needs to change the scenery.
It might be a better fit on SmackDown for sure.
Yeah, because I think they showed like her stats from like this year, and in her singles matches, she was like 2-13-2 before she won. I'm like, this is the same woman that almost won 70 matches like a few years ago, and now she can barely like. I hated it. I hate it.
Yeah.
If this leads to her like winning the title, I'll allow it, but I still just don't like it because I just want Shayna to do well. I'm biased. I just want her to not look like a fool every time she gets beat by a roll up.
Yeah.
It's always the roll up. It's always roll ups.
Always.
Everybody now all of a sudden loses by a roll up. I keep saying Raw's roll up.
Roll ups don't even look that good anymore.
No,
like,
I always
like,
no.
Okay, hey, if we're gonna do it, can we like actually do it? Not that I know anything, but like
make it
there
look
are times
better.
where I'm looking at it, I'm like,
are we trying?
Oh, how did we mess this up? Like, how did this look like this?
Yeah, like I don't.
Roll ups are meant to be like at the point of deprivation. They're not meant to be used all the time, and they're used all the time.
Yeah,
every finish.
It used to be. It used to be like It used to be like a protection thing. Like, oh, it's supposed to protect the other person. I'm like, okay, well, if someone like Shayna loses 5 straight times to a roll up, not really protecting her anymore.
Yeah, it should be the desperation move.
Yeah,
like underdog or whatever is getting beat up, but they see that 1 inch of opportunity, and a roll up. Oh, it doesn't.
Or you've done like a 20-25 minute match and taken it to like your limit, and it's the only way to beat them.
Exactly. We could spend so much time talking about why WWE why they do the things they do.
Again, the logic.
No logic.
And common sense. It doesn't work.
No,
it's not there.
No, it doesn't. And that's why I always say like Raw's repetition and Raw's roll up, because it's the same thing every week.
I need Raw to go back to 2 hours.
Yeah, I can't take 3
for a while. Like, fix it up, do the 2-hour show, and then if you can get the 2 hours back on track, okay, maybe.
And you can't even use, and people can't even use the excuse of, oh, well, that wouldn't give the women enough time. You're not giving them enough time anyway. So like, what's the point? It's like I don't want to.
You've got 3 hours there. You could at least use one of those hours for the women.
Yeah, like you don't need to see Jinder and Drew McIntyre wrestle for the 20th time in 2 months.
No. So over it.
I like Drew McIntyre match for a little bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I hate how they did that to him.
If he took a little time off and
like I hated how they booked him too after WrestleMania
this week,
because he should have beat Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania again. Like that was supposed to be the he finally gets his big reaction and you have him lose.
Yeah. But then at the same time, I've really enjoyed Lashley as champ.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought
Lashley's title reign was.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't terrible.
I'm just glad.
I'm actually glad that Big E cashed in on Lashley.
Yeah, that wasn't. I hate when people say deserved. It's like, no, he earned that. He earned that. Like
when he came out, my dad and I looked at each other and we both go,
going.
Better not screw this up.
Well, I was so worried. I was so worried they were going to screw that up. I was. See, and that's what blows my mind.
Do this to me.
They can do so well with the men's Money in the Bank, but then it's like when it comes to the women, they never have her. Literally, the only one that has held it on for more than 24 hours was Carmella, and that was it. Like every other,
she was so good with it as well.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that shows you they have no plans for him ever.
Bayley didn't need to cash it in when she cashed it in. It was unnecessary. No. Same with Bliss.
Trying to think of
Bliss could have held that and like, picked her moment at WrestleMania.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah, like that's
her character.
That would have fit her. Yeah, like I mean, trying to think. I mean, Nikki. I don't mind Nikki. She had no business winning that title. No. She had no business winning the briefcase this year. No. Should have been Liv Morgan. Like,
I thought the whole time it was going to be Liv. So.
Yeah.
Us, and all of us.
When Nikki took it, I was like,
really? I'm like, really? We're starting this.
I'm not even sure what's happening anymore.
Yeah.
They actually surprised me for once.
Yeah, and then it's like the whole thing with Asuka was kind of, I mean, obviously no one really knew what was going on with that one. Shayna should have won that one. Like, Shayna would have been perfect with that. Like,
But I didn't mind it being Asuka because I'm fine with either. But then I was expecting Asuka versus Shayna as the next program, and that did not happen.
And that didn't happen.
Oh, that should have been the summer of Shayna.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I mean, you're right. Had her run over everybody in the Elimination Chamber and did that.
And then...
I liked Bayley's cash in because that was on the same night, and it made sense for Bayley to do it.
Yeah,
Bayley could have held it, but it made at that point it did make the most sense. For her
Bliss should have held it longer.
Yeah, and it's like, and they've done something right with Carmella before, where it's like she wanted to cash in, but then she always got stopped, or it was like she wanted to cash in and then the ref was like screwing her over for some reason, which that was dumb. But it's like, you can do something if you have somebody holding on to the briefcase, not literally within the next 24 hours they cash in. I hate it.
Built her up to be a star.
Yeah, it's suspense. Like, you get the suspense too. Like, is this finally going to be the day? Yeah.
They did Carmelo. That should be like their blueprint.
Yeah.
For the rest of it.
That's why it always blows my mind. Like, you get the men's right most of the time, and yet the women, and you're just incapable of doing it that way. I don't get it.
Because Naomi should have won at this point,
too.
Oh, yeah.
Naomi should have done a lot of... They should have let Naomi do a lot of things.
This year I wanted it to be Naomi or Liv.
Yeah.
They were my two picks. It didn't happen. I was sad.
I get that, it doesn't work as well if it's a face, but you can still make it work. Liv still could have used it somehow, but it's like, I just never...
Unless they really don't want Liv as champion.
Apparently not. Still, yeah, because then she went MIA for weeks.
Liv could have held that. Even if Liv lost the cash-in, holding the briefcase would have done something for Liv.
Yeah.
People still would have been pissed if she lost the briefcase, though, because...
Oh, so true.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. Like, after everything they put her through and have put her through, and continue to really put her through.
I still don't understand what we're doing with her.
No, like, she went MIA.
I'm not a huge Liv fan, but, like, I still don't understand how, whatever they're doing with her, I'm like, this doesn't totally make sense.
Because
I love Liv.
It made me so mad because obviously I love the Riot Squad. Why the hell did they not win the titles at WrestleMania? They didn't even win the damn Gauntlet thing. I hated that.
It never made sense.
It made no sense that they had 3 women right there, which could have held all 3, like, the titles.
Yeah,
at the same time.
They had
and they never did it.
I hated that. I mean, it's like, I hated that. I mean, Natty and Tamina aren't bad. I don't hate them. I'm not like they're super fans either. They did not need the title.
Cool to see Tamina get the first title.
Yes, I actually have a soft spot for Tamina. I always have.
It was like a feel good moment for her, but that was still the Riot Squad's night. That they should have. The whole crowd was behind the Riot Squad. They had to hear them, and no, it's like
it was weird.
They can never go through a WrestleMania without us going, "Why are you doing this?
Why are we?" Yeah, it's true.
It
makes no sense.
Half the time, WWE doesn't make any sense. Like, literally, the one thing they finally got right was Big E.
There is no wrestling that makes sense to me at this point.
No.
I could watch really good, like a good match, but then the next minute be like, What is this?
Yeah.
Where did we go? And like, I'll be like, okay, I'm trying to stick with you here, but
I can't.
God.
Yeah.
Besides, the Intercontinental title that like Shinsuke has, how come that's not being defended on pay-per-views? It's only on TV.
It's like none of those secondary titles seem to be, or it's like with the tag titles, it's on the kickoff show.
Oh, I hated that.
But these are championships.
Yeah, I guarantee you Liv and Carmella are probably going to be on the kickoff show. And
which I don't mind. It's not for a belt, and you know it's going to be a great match. So it doesn't...
It's just dumb. It's really dumb. The stuff they do. Like I said, the one thing they really
they need new writers.
Like literally you see what they do with the Roman Reigns stuff and you wonder, why can you not do this for literally everybody else? I don't get it.
I know part of it's because he's Roman Reigns and I get that, but like
still.
And it was his idea to turn heel.
Yeah. I think
he's got influence backstage.
Yeah.
But the amount of people he's had involved in that storyline.
And it's not a mess.
And it's been great.
No. Yeah.
No, it's been really great. I am ready to see him lose the championship, though. Like, I'm ready.
It's almost just a matter of who now, because
I really don't want it to be Brock, but I have a bad feeling that's what
I don't want it to be Brock. I want it to be Demon Balor.
I don't want it to either. I'd rather. I would love to see Finn do it.
Yeah.
I love how I feel like when Lesnar came out. When Lesnar came out at SummerSlam, I literally looked at my mom and went,
I looked at him and I go, "Where did you get that?"
I sighed.
Where's your ponies? What is this?
I literally
had been doing in Minnesota, Brock. What
it was so funny because like everybody had like the opposite reaction of what I had. They were all cheering, and I literally just like sighed out loud. I'm like,
I've never cheered for Brock Lesnar in my life.
Never been a fan.
I stood up from my seat and I was like, That's not Brock Lesnar. I don't care what music you just played. That man, that's not Brock Lesnar.
Like, who are you?
I was honestly saying, like I've said it so many times, like, do you know who I haven't seen in a while? Brock Lesnar. I kind of miss.
No, you talked it into existence.
And then he came,
it's my own fault.
Have you been in hibernation, Brock, for like 2
clearly.
years? Like, what are you doing?
He turned up and I literally like looked at my mum and I was like, holy crap, look at him. He's so slender.
Yeah, I was weird.
I was like, Brock Lesnar's never gotten cheers like this in his entire career. Guarantee it. Like, does this man know how to handle being cheered?
Yeah. It's too much.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't want him.
I'm glad he's back, but I don't want him to have the belt.
Him to win. He can have a match with Roman, beat him up if he wants.
Yeah, that's it.
You have Paul Heyman, you got to pick now. Like, otherwise, I'm gonna do it for you, and I'll be like, this is fine. This works for me.
I like how that.
But I
don't
need
works.
to see him win the championship.
No, the whole thing with Paul Heyman makes it work though too, because you don't know like who's he gonna turn on? Is he gonna turn on Lesnar? Is he gonna turn on Reigns?
It's just like Lesnar and Big Show all over again.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Yeah, it was Big Show. I knew it was, but I was like, was it Punk?
Yeah.
Or was it Big Show? I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
It was so confusing because I like had no context and I watched that pay-per-view and I was like, what is happening?
Right.
It's weird.
Someone said it needs to be like it needs to be like Paul Heyman on a pole match. I keep seeing that all over Twitter.
Oh my god.
Put him in the
yes.
Above the ring.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Great.
I'm just waiting for Lashley versus Lesnar. That's all I really want.
That's I think like what everybody wants, and then we got Goldberg instead. It's like, okay, this is whatever.
Goldberg makes my eye twitch out of
like
sadness.
Now that Bobby doesn't have the championship.
Yeah.
What happens with the Goldberg? Because I was expecting Lashley to.
Don't give Big E Goldberg. Don't do that to him.
Please don't. Oh, just be like Kevin Owens all over again.
Right?
Especially when Lashley beat up his kid.
Yeah.
So I was so happy.
And we were all cheered about it. You're supposed to hate him for it. We're like,
right?
Like, yes, Lashley.
Watch these two fight each other without a title. I didn't want to watch it the first time. I don't want to watch it again.
No, and it's like that's the one thing you didn't screw up the Big E thing, which is scary because this is like the first example in a very long time of someone who actually WWE made into a star. Like he wasn't somebody on the indies. And it would be the most WWE thing ever. You finally give him the title to give it to Goldberg. I don't want to see it happen.
That I don't need to see.
No.
Because to me it doesn't make sense because when Lashley beat up the kid, Goldberg's like, now it's not about the title. Because of my kid.
Yeah.
So just do that match. So
go.
Tell me when you're putting it on the card, so I don't.
Yeah, so I can just skip it. Yeah.
So I can just skip it.
Yeah, I don't
watch anything else.
I just don't need to see Goldberg anymore. No. I mean, how sad is it that we were so sick of him?
Like any of these older guys.
No.
Like I'm done.
It's like if you would actually spend time. if you would spend time working on your roster as a whole, you wouldn't have to keep bringing these guys back. You're like, oh, well, this isn't working, so we need to keep bringing them back. Well, it's your own fault.
I don't mind seeing Edge.
No,
like,
I don't mind it.
No.
Because he can still go.
That's like the exception to the rule at this point.
Yeah, because Edge doesn't look like he's going to kill somebody every time he steps in the ring. Like,
and I love whenever John Cena wants to show up, I'll watch John Cena with a smile on my face every single day of the week.
Yes.
But that's like it.
That's
Those
it,
are the two that's like it for me.
Yeah.
I don't need Goldberg.
No.
Brock
I just don't like Goldberg anyway.
He really needs to,
no.
But Brock doesn't need
I've never liked Goldberg.
No, I've never been a fan of Goldberg or Brock, honestly.
I don't mind Brock. Brock like actually can wrestle. Goldberg?
I mean, he almost killed Undertaker in Saudi Arabia.
I mean, he literally ended Bret's career. Like,
that's true.
Yep.
He got in the ring with William Regal, and Regal was like, I'm stretching you out, boy. And then Regal got in trouble. And it's like, you told me to put on a competitive match.
Yeah, you asked.
What did you think was going to happen?
No, exactly. Like, God. For every one thing WWE does right, there's like 20 they are screwing up.
Always.
Like, I can't.
God, it's too much.
Right? It's really too much. I can't.
I hurt. They hurt me.
Makes my head hurt.
I got BTTV and I'm like, oh, SmackDown. I get really excited. And then I'm Raw. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, that's a thing too. Yeah.
Like I get to Tuesday morning. I'm like, do I really want to waste 2.5 hours because we don't get the adverts?
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, 2.5 hours. Can I handle it? And then I'll get like halfway through. Someone's like, I'm going for a nap.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad we DVR it. So we'll just DVR it, and then I'll just skip through everything I don't want to watch. Is like 3/4 of the show anyway. It's
unless I'm home and I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
SmackDown I'll watch start to finish.
Noise.
Yeah, it's
background noise for whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, it's always tough for me because Mondays and Fridays I stream, so I'm missing everything anyway. So I'm like, I need to DVR it, but. Yeah, most of the time I'm not missing much, honestly. Yeah. SmackDown, yes, but
I DVR both AEW and WWE because like if I don't feel like watching it live or like whatever.
Yeah.
Then I can just like go back.
Well, I watch AEW on Fight because even though we have it here on ITV, like we only have Dynamite, we don't have Rampage.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, well, if I've got to pay anyway to get Rampage, I might as well just watch Dynamite on there anyway. And it's I don't have to like sit and go through the commercials and you know, it's a pain in the butt. Plus I can just like I wait and then I'm like, okay, Saturday, boom, boom, done them both.
Yeah, get it all done. Yeah. So much wrestling. That's the problem. So much wrestling, so little time.
I haven't even watched any of the G1, so I'm gonna like. I'm not starting that yet. I'll get around to it. Plus, my boy's injured. I wanted Naito to win.
I know. I was sad when I saw that. I was like, "Damn it, Naito!" Like,
his knee is gone. He's so good live as well. Naito.
So much.
There's just there's too much.
Too much. Yeah, and that's
a big step back. I'm like. Baseball's still on. I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's once hockey starts, it's gonna be a problem.
When does hockey start so I can like actually get into this?
I'm trying to remember when the official like start to the season. Isn't the first like game of the season is Tampa and Pittsburgh?
Oh.
October? Yeah, because our preseason starts on the.
Preseason starts.
If you wait next week, actually.
Yeah.
I think next week.
That's exciting.
The Hawks' first game that's not an exhibition is Wednesday, October 13th in Colorado.
That's just before my birthday. That's exciting.
Against the Avalanche is what this looks like.
Yeah, and I know we're playing Tampa in Tampa. I think it might be on the 13th. I think it's on the 13th too because the 16th is our home opener. And that's against Chicago, so we're gonna fight. We're gonna fighting words.
I gotta see how my team's gonna do this year with so many new faces that I'm
amazed that Fleury actually played for you guys. I'll be honest.
Jonathan Taze does wonders if you pick up the phone.
Okay, yeah, no, I lied. So I think the Penguins and the Lightning might actually be the like season opener for like everything because we play on the 12th. So
yeah, that might make sense.
That might make because then we play them and then we go to Florida and then Chicago's our home opener. So we'll be fighting on the 16th.
That's an interesting
13th is Lightning, Penguins, and Golden Knights, Seattle Kraken.
Oh yes,
Seattle team to join the frame.
My poor mom.
I'm gonna have to pick a team.
She's so mad because
I don't force anybody to pick a team.
Yeah, I don't either.
As long as you don't pick Detroit or Philly, you're probably gonna be okay.
Don't pick those two.
Maybe don't pick the Lightning either.
For a Penguins fan, don't pick Boston or Washington either. We hate them.
Oh yeah, don't pick
oh my
Boston.
God. You're gonna have to send me a list.
This is the do not like list.
One of my boyfriend's friends is like, yeah, I'm a Bruins fan. I'm like,
oh,
you're a what?
Get out of here.
You're a why?
Out.
You're a who?
Out.
Absolutely not.
God, no, I feel bad.
They're like so dirty. The players on that team are just so freaking dirty. Like they play dirty.
Yeah, same with Washington too. Washington's just trash.
I just have a little bit of a soft spot for Obi, but Tom Wilson, throw him in the trash.
Yeah, no, but I feel bad with Seattle.
Throw him in the trash.
I feel bad with Seattle though because my mom's like favorite. Like she always picks the obscure Penguins players to like. She loved Brandon Tanev, so we're all like, no, he's not gonna get picked. It's fine. He's not. No, it's gonna be like.
And then he got picked, didn't he?
Yeah. I felt so bad because I thought it was going to be, I don't remember who it was. It might have been, I thought it was going to be like Aston Reese or somebody else. I'm like, no, they're not going to pick him. The contract, they're not going to like it, whatever. She's like, no, they're going to pick him. I'm like, no, they're not going to pick him. Don't worry. And then they picked him and she's like,
they did it.
She's like, I'm going to punch you through this door because they picked him. I'm like, I'm sorry. So
I thought they were gonna pick one of our goalies once we got Mark. I was like, oh, they're gonna pick like Subban or Delia, and then they picked. I think they picked a defenseman maybe, and I was like, but why?
Yeah, and it was terrible. And it was so bad because for one of my mom's Christmas presents, we got her a Brandon Tanev jersey, and then
this happens to my mom all the time.
All the time, yeah.
We've gotten her jerseys, and then they either get traded or they retire.
Yeah. Yes.
And she's like, just don't buy me a jersey anymore. I'm like,
well, the problem is too, like I said, she picks like the bottom six wingers to like, and I'm like, that's why the last two jerseys I picked so far have been Crosby, because he's not going anywhere. If he retires, you can still. I think you'll
still be able to wear that jersey.
Yeah. Well, and then it was funny too because I just picked up one of the yellow ones, like the alternates we had, because it was $80. They were selling them for $80 in the store. So I'm like, I need a jersey that I can put a hoodie under because because I have a Stadium Series Crosby and a Lemieux reverse retro. I'm like, I can't wear anything under this except a t-shirt. So I'm like, because I needed something where I didn't have to put anything under it. And then I'm sitting there thinking, wait, if we're going to games in like January and December, I need like a hoodie under these. So I had to go a size up. And then like I heard a rumor going like, oh, in November they're unveiling a new third jersey. So I'm like, okay, it better be Robo Penguin. If it's not Robo Penguin, I'm gonna be mad.
The amount of jerseys that your team and my team have had the past 2 years, I'm gonna need everybody to tone it down and chill.
It's sad because it was like when we had the Stadium Series in 19 against Philly when it was like the black with like the yellowed out logo.
Oh, see, I liked that one.
I didn't like it at first, and then once it became like so obscure, I'm like, great. Now all of a sudden I like it. I ended up getting it off of like Cool Hockey Jerseys or something.com and got it. But now it's like, okay, we're getting a new alternate. I'm like, it better be Robo Penguin from like the 2000s or I'm going to write it.
At some point, I'm like, how many variations of some of these jerseys can we do? Like, how many? Can we just stop? Can we just stop for a while? It's just
like my bank account is going to cry. Stop.
I can't afford any jerseys right now. Like, enough.
And then the worst part is we have the Winter Classic game against Carolina, so we have another
Carolina. You're gonna have another one on top of it.
And so like,
too much.
I heard one of the jerseys might be like navy blue or blue. I'm like, I don't mind those, but I want the obnoxious Robo Penguin where it was like the stripe going through the middle and like those different like sleeves. I'm like, I want that one. Nobody else.
The baby blue one that you guys had. I was I don't think I like it. And I like baby blue, but I was like,
yeah. And that was the problem because that was like what we wore in the like 60s and 70s. And they're like, oh, well, it might be the 70s. I'm like, okay, well, that's either like the dark blue or the navy. And we've done the navy blue already, except that was like a different kind of thing. So I don't know what they're doing. It's like my bank account can't take two more jerseys.
Too many alternate jerseys. Heck, my baseball team just this year.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that have worn 6 or 7 different jerseys.
I'm like, guys, you need to stop.
Guys, I can't afford these.
No,
for one.
I can't.
2,
yes,
I can't own all of them because I have no space for them.
Yeah, like, me too. Yeah, like I can barely fit the ones I have now. It's like it's literally like AEW all over again.
The amount of Hawk stuff I have in my closet.
Yeah, penguin stuff too. It's like it is literally. If you looked at my closet right now, it's probably like a very odd mix of like Black Craft, Black Mass, Malachi stuff, wrestling t-shirts, sports shirts, and then like maybe a few like plain t-shirts because I apparently can't do anything except graphic t-shirts. It's bad. And jerseys.
My closet is literally hanging. Is all like the jerseys and stuff.
Yep.
And then the rest of like my wrestling shirts are in the
yeah. It's literally like we're getting hit from both sides.
So.
We're getting destroyed.
I believe the photo is correct. Yes, I believe. I think.
That's like it's.
I actually recognize that. I've been watching.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. Actually, let me send. Okay, hold on. Let me get the actual jersey that I want because that logo is a very contentious kind of logo with Penguins fans because that brings back the memories of when the team almost went to Kansas City. So by default, they just don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care. I like that jersey. It's cool. I gotta find.
You can still like it without,
Yeah, hey, guys, come on. I get that it's obnoxious, but I think it's because I don't know. Maybe because it's just obnoxious. I don't know.
I've got a green Patrick Kane jersey in my closet because the halfway to St. Patrick or the St. Patrick's Day jerseys I've always loved. So I'm like, I'm gonna buy one. I'll be a rude person, but I want the green jerseys. I love it.
Right. All right. I found the jersey. This is the one that I want. Some people, it's almost like it's a love it or you hate it kind of thing. That's the one that I want them to go back to because.
Yeah, I know that one. I like that.
I like that one. Like everyone keeps saying it. They want the Snoop Dogg jersey, but I'm like, that's a reverse retro. That's literally. I don't know if you know what he wore a Penguins jersey where it just had Pittsburgh like diagonally going across it in one of his videos.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's literally the reverse retro we have. Yeah. So it's like it's either gonna be that. I want that one so badly.
I want that. That's so cool.
Oh, I would spend too much money on that jersey.
I actually do have a soft spot for the Penguins, to be honest.
But
I think it's because I've watched like loads of countdowns and stuff about like different like American sports, and they're always mentioned. I'm like, these guys seem cool, and I like Penguins.
I was gonna say, come here then, over here then. I think that's also kind of like
I don't influence. I had a friend of mine message me and he goes, I want to start getting into hockey.
Yeah.
Help me pick a team, and I'm like, I'm not going to influence your decision.
Yeah.
Somehow we ended up still picking the Blackhawks anyway.
Yeah.
And my friend, the Tampa friend goes, but we were right there. And I go,
oh, well.
You were right there. Yeah.
I will. Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yeah. I will. I will say, though, ma'am, if you are a Penguins fan, be prepared to get, like, destroyed because everybody hates us. Everybody hates us.
It's rough. One of my good friends is a Penguins fan, too. And I'm like, it's got to be rough being you. Like...
We have 5 cops, that's fine.
My team isn't liked that much either, but like, I feel like you guys are really not.
It's always funny though, because it always comes back to like the refs love you guys, which I find that hilarious because you could literally say that about every team that's won the cup.
All the teams.
Or it's always Crosby. Everyone hates Crosby, and finally, like my one friend would give me so much shit about Crosby. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, here's how I hear.
I've stopped giving people shit about certain players. I'm like,
yeah.
Whatever. At this point, you don't like my two top players, whatever.
Yeah, it's always funny because my friend would give me so much shit about Crosby, and I'm like, you know what this sounds like to me? I'm like, this sounds like you're just jealous because you wish he was on your team. And he legit, no lie, said, no, that's not true. I wouldn't want him on my team. I'm like, oh, bullshit. Like, come on. Like, seriously. He's like the best player in the world, and you don't want him on your team. Okay. I'm like, if that's fine, then.
Who did he root for? Who was his
Tampa.
team?
Tampa. I'm like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
some of them are just delusional down there then.
I'm like, it's all right. I'm like, it's okay then. I will keep our 5 cups and all of the stuff. You can take your 2. Like, that's fine. Yeah, it's fun. It's just like, I love it. It's always like he's a crybaby. I'm like, do you not notice that every single captain during every single hockey game of the year talks to the refs? So I mean, that's not really much. Okay, then I guess Stamkos is a crybaby then too, and I guess like all of them are. Like, I
would say yes to that.
Yeah, honestly, no.
I like Stamkos, but I feel like it depends on who you're playing, who the team plays, and then it depends on who the refs are, because you can make an argument for certain players being, you know, they'll look at a ref and be like, hey, come on, and then the whistle blower will be like,
Brad Marchand's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, are you serious? Like, not saying maybe there was a penalty, but just because somebody does this.
Yeah, that's probably going to make the refs.
Should blow? Come on.
It's probably going to make the refs not want to call it then when you act like that. Yeah. It's a mess. To see, this is what you have to look forward to, Bam, if you get into hockey. A screaming
It's a great time. It's a great time. I love going to games to yell at the referees. It's actually therapeutic, really.
I just want to go. I need hockey to start back up again. I miss it. I miss it so much. I want to go. Tell me about it.
I do enjoy it. I was like, oh, good. The UC is going to be, you got to show your vaccination card or whatever. And I'm like, yes.
I don't know if the Penguins are doing that.
These people away from me.
I hope the Penguins do that. Because I know, like, the masks are probably going to be required, which I'm like, I don't care. That's fine. That's fine. Just do the proof of. I mean, the worst part, the Steelers didn't when we went, because we went to the home opener, but it's an outdoor field. That's understandable. That's different. But it's so funny. They're like, you have to wear masks indoors in the stadium. So I'm like, the club seats, the bathrooms, the store. That's it. Like, that's it. That's all you have to do. So whatever.
It shouldn't be that hard.
It is. It is.
As we've seen.
Oh, God.
People still don't know to wear them over their nose.
Yeah, not here. It's right here.
I can't.
I'll stop trying
to deal with it. Doing this for how long, and y'all still can't figure out like what?
Nope.
Come on.
It's a mess, but
it's crazy here because like you can go into a shop. Like I go in the shop and I still wear my mask because
me too.
I'm not double vaccinated yet, and that's simply because I didn't have the time during the summer to go and do it.
Yeah.
So I'm making the phone call because I get paid tomorrow.
Yeah.
So because to get there, I've got to get a taxi because it's so far away.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can get an appointment, but I'm still wearing a mask.
Yeah.
But I've got people around me not, and I'm like, am I the only person in the shop still wearing mine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even once before the mask mandate was back in Chicago again.
Yeah.
I was after I got vaccinated, I still wore mine to certain grocery stores. I'm like, there's certain places that I'm like,
I don't trust people.
I don't know how I feel about you.
I'm
gonna wear it still.
Yeah, I still wear mine all the time. I've been vaccinated since like May, but I don't trust people. Like, and they give us dirty looks, almost like, oh well, you aren't vaccinated. It's like, no, I just am extra careful. It's fine. I know.
Also, I'm extra careful because like I see my sister.
It's not that I don't trust you, people. It's I don't trust you, people.
My sister's not double vaccinated, and she's got a newborn baby. Like,
exactly.
I'm not gonna like risk it.
You don't know the reason why certain people are still wearing masks.
Yeah, and it's like that. I never
wear it to make anybody like around me feel more comfortable. And
it's happened before where I haven't experienced it yet, but it's like my mom was in line somewhere at the grocery store and the woman in front of her was wearing a mask, the one in front of her wasn't, and was giving her shit about wearing a mask. It's like, mind your own business.
Just don't say anything if you don't like it.
Like, believe me, it's like I say something under my breath when you walk past, but I'm not going to say it to your face.
I'm not going to actually like turn around and be like,
I'm not going to yell at you. I'm just going to talk about Yeah, I will get in the car and be like, "Oh, you people."
Yeah.
No. Like,
It's a no.
we're not going to be horrible on the outside. We're going to be horrible on the inside.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
that's how this
When
works.
you come away from people, that's
Yeah.
when I'll be like, really?
Yeah, why?
There are some grocery stores that I can't help it, like the looks or some of the stuff that I say under
Can I
my
help
breath.
you?
I'm like, you're just so terrible. Like, you
Yeah, it's like,
people
can I help
are so
you?
terrible. That
Yeah.
it's so hard not to like say something just to myself about how awful you are.
They really are. It's just ridiculous. You know, Bam, I just realized, I remember you said you wanted this to be like a round table
Yeah, like
about
a
women
sports
media, and we've
Yeah, we just literally did not,
Just
because we
nothing.
never
That was
ever do
nothing.
anything.
No.
Although we are talking about sports, so I guess it kind of counts.
It kind of
Yes.
works.
We might have to come back and make a part 2
We
where we
might have to-
actually
yeah,
are
we
like,
might
Yeah,
have to add-
oh yeah,
definitely.
this was supposed to happen the last time and it didn't. So
We might have to just add to it. Like,
yeah, I think we might. Oh,
start with it and then add
It's
to
fine though. But I do like the fact like we all met through wrestling.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all write about completely different sports when it comes
Yeah.
to actual sport,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all
'cause
over the
I'm
place.
starting to write about baseball now.
which I'm excited. I'm excited
you-
about that.
Hopefully it will be
I-
done this weekend because it's
I would- yeah,
everything's
I
gotten
will-
away.
I will say, if you want to get into baseball, Bam, the only thing I will influence you on is do not become a Pirates fan. It will just be a life of torture and pain and suffering, and don't do it.
Suffer.
Don't do it.
That sounds like a fun
Today
time.
my team
Oh,
finally
do you
even
won the
know me?
division title.
Yeah, right. This sounds like my kind of team. Let me just like, oh god, no.
I've had to suffer since 2008. My team has not won a division title since 2008, and they changed that today.
Oh, no. Well, that's good though. So, I mean,
That's awesome.
we
Plus,
had
I can get both of them on my TV, which is quite
Yeah.
nice.
we
I've
had
got
a
the-
few we
the
had a
sports
few good
channels.
years. We had a
You
few
did-
good
you
years
guys-
from like
I've been to
13.
a couple.
It was like 13 to
I'm not a Cubs-
15.
I'm not a Cubs fan. Don't.
Okay.
Don't do
You're
that.
fine. We're
God,
good.
don't do that.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
It's one
But
or the
I've been
other.
to Wrigley when the Pirates have
Yeah.
been in town, and I'm like, good. I can root for the Pirates.
Yeah.
And everybody at Wrigley could look at me and be like, "You live here."
I know.
Doesn't mean I have to root for this team. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we had a few good from like 13 to 15. We had really good years, and instead of building on those teams, our GM was just like, "Yeah, that's too much money. We're just gonna blow the team up," and we
And
sucked
that's
ever
what
since.
That's literally the problem with your team is if they
Yeah,
could,
money.
if the GM wanted to and just figured it
Yeah.
out in his head, you
Yeah.
guys could put together a good team, and in the next couple of years make
Yeah.
the playoffs,
yeah.
go a little further.
Yeah.
The owner doesn't help either. I think the owner is the
Yeah.
end all be all of it. And it's like the problem is it's almost like we almost don't want a player to do good because we know like when his contract's up, he's just gonna get
He's
gonna get traded.
He'll be gone. He'll be
yeah,
gone.
he's gone. It's happened like clockwork for the last I can't tell you how long, and
But like, you need to build a team and let them grow so that you can
And to
eventually
build a
win.
team, you gotta
yeah, that's
spend-
not how that
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
It's the same in football and like
Not that
rugby
everybody
league
spends
over
cash
here.
like the Yankees,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like
I mean,
Yeah.
gotta
yeah.
spend some money.
Yeah, we can't do
don't
that.
don't be a New York fan either.
Oh
If
God,
you gotta
no.
get into baseball. No New York teams.
Fuck,
Don't do it.
no.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Not even the Mets either.
No.
It,
No,
It was
not
so-
after how the Mets players have been acting. No.
What
It's-
is there any baseball teams that have birds? Because I've already picked 2 birds.
Cardinals,
You
but
have
even
the
then,
you have the Orioles, I guess. They're right there, birds.
Blue Jays,
Blue
Toronto.
Jays. With Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I do
That's not
love Vlad Jr. That's not
Yeah.
a terrible pick.
Yeah, just not Newton, not New York.
No,
But
don't,
it's
No,
it's
it's
so
fine.
it's so
I wasn't
funny
gonna pick New
because-
York.
Okay, good. It was so funny because like when my mom met my dad, she was like New York Mets, Jets, like New York Jets, like
What?
for context, she was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey,
Okay.
so
That makes sense.
Bad
Okay,
enough.
yeah.
hated Lemieux for some reason. Thought Gretzky was the best player in the world. Loved like oh god, Boomer Esiason from Cincinnati.
Because Lemieux was good.
Like, yeah.
Like even I know that from like things I've
And-
watched.
For some reason, she liked Boomer Esiason from the Bengals. She loved like Dennis Rodman. So you see the pattern here.
Love Dennis Rodman now.
So you see the pattern of what the type of people my mom likes, and I always
super
joke.
out
Oh, it
there,
makes me
out
love her
of the
even
box,
more.
And so I say that my dad saved her because now she is just full on Pittsburgh everything and hates everything else. I'm like, thank God. I don't think I could have handled being a Jets fan.
Back like if you asked me like a few years ago, I would have said definitely not the Yankees, but the Mets, like, all right, if you want to suffer with the Mets, like, go ahead.
You suffer, yeah, if you want to suffer.
But
they're wild.
Just legitimately nothing about New York is sports teams is good. Just don't do it.
No,
just
not really.
Don't do it.
No, I have like no desire for New York.
And as a Penguins fan too, do not do the Islanders. They are on the shit list too.
No.
They've been kicking our ass the last 2 years. I hate it.
They've gotten good.
Yes.
The Islanders have improved. Like,
I hate it. I'll be happy this year if we make it out of the first round, because we have not made it out of the first round in years.
As long as Tampa doesn't win.
Oh God,
again,
let's not.
We'll be okay. It'll be okay.
I can't do it.
So Tampa won the baseball and they also won the Super Bowl.
Oh God,
Super
no.
Bowl is hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
Oh, hockey.
Yeah,
okay.
The baseball team has not come close to winning anything in quite some time.
Who won baseball last
time?
The Tampa Bay Rays clinched.
Who did win last year for baseball? I don't even remember.
Oh, the Dodgers.
LA. Now that's
okay.
It came down to the Rays and the Dodgers, if I remember right.
Oh yeah, I forgot they actually were. For the longest time they weren't good, but now
they weren't. No.
Yeah, it's funny how a couple of our pitchers went there. Funny how a couple of our pitchers there, and all of a sudden now they know how to pitch. Can't imagine. Yeah. Morton and Glass now, yeah. Funny.
Probably better training facilities.
Yeah, and coaches too, where if you just let the pitcher pitch with how they throw instead of, well, no, you're going to do it our way. Funny how that works.
Do all the,
Yeah. So you get the good and the bad with like the Penguins and Steelers and the Pirates. You get the good and the bad. It's been more, I'd say average, because it's tough though, because like the Penguins and Steelers are always good, but then they always just like die. They always die in the playoffs. Yeah. Yep. Oh, but the Steelers, they die even before the playoffs. They forget how to play in January and December. I hate it. Like they just all of a sudden.
When Cleveland beat you guys last year, I was watching that and I'm like, I love Baker Mayfield, but what the hell is happening in this game?
As soon as Pouncey fumbled the first snap of the game, I'm like, we're done. We're over. I'm like, this is it. I mean, even then, we were stumbling into the playoffs at that point, so I had no faith whatsoever at all. Yeah, oh God, that was a roller coaster of a season last year. You go from like, we're 11-0, we got a chance, to, oh God, we're starting to lose now, and why are we losing to, we lost to
the fall from grace was quick and hard, basically.
Lose to Washington, we lose to Dallas. It's like, I hate everything. It went from we're doing great
to us at that point, I would have been like, what?
We're done.
Going on?
So I don't know how this is going to go.
I'm
trying to remember. I think that's a home game, actually. I think we play you guys at home this year. It's a Monday night. I think it's Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football?
Which is odd, because I'm like, I don't see the two of us doing like a Monday Night Football, but okay. Yeah, we got like.
I don't see the Bears being good at all.
I don't know about it.
I don't want them to be, so that Nagy and Ryan Pace get bounce. I'm ready. Like, get out of here, man.
I don't know about us, because it's like, Watt's hurt right now. Johnson's hurt right now. Ben might be hurt.
As soon as I saw TJ Watt be like questionable the other game, I was like, there's the defense. The defense is gone.
And clearly it was, because I forgot he played lineman and linebacker and secondary and corner, because all of a sudden we forgot how to play. Yeah.
Just everywhere. He's the whole thing.
I'm like, we should not be losing to Vegas right now. Like, what is this? It's the Raiders. They're not that good. But no. It's going to be one of those where we call it the Tomlin special. We always go on the road against a team that's under 500 and lose. Yep. So my guess is we're going to lose to Minnesota on Thursday night.
Oh God, please don't lose to Minnesota.
Don't
do. I can't. No. You have to beat Minnesota.
I mean, even at the expense of Shayna Baszler, we have to beat Minnesota.
If I had to pick a team out of those two teams, I would pick you. Minnesota's a no.
Well, everyone picked us against Vegas, and how old is that? So
that is true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have to beat Minnesota.
At least it hopefully won't be as hot on Sunday for that game. They said it might be like 60, so I'm like, all right, I won't burn.
Is it in Pittsburgh or is it in Minnesota? Okay.
Yeah, because
if it's in Minnesota, it's definitely gonna be cool. It's definitely gonna be cool.
No, because I know
60 degrees here today. Okay.
Yeah.
It
was 60 here too.
I want the warmth back a little bit more.
See, I need cold. I'm cold. I will live in flannels for like ever.
I love flannels, but I'm not ready for winter weather yet. So
I've been ready.
I hate winters. I don't like the snow.
Up there, yeah. Like it's so funny because my friend Ryan, he's just like, how does it usually get in PA when it comes to like winter? I'm like, well, it's usually, I mean, lately it's been like teens. He's like, oh, that's cute. He's like, yeah, talk about -30 below, and he still wears shorts. I'm like, you're one of those guys. You're wild.
I saw a TikTok today where it was somebody who like filmed something in like late December or something, and they're like, how many people in shorts are we gonna see? And I was like, always. And then they showed today, or like sometime in September, where it's like 60 degrees, and people are like leggings, sweatshirts, and I'm like, it's 60, y'all. It's still okay to wear shorts, baby.
That was wild to me because when we were there on last Sunday, it was like 80 something. So obviously I had a tank top and shorts on. I'm not wearing a jersey in the 80s. There were people in long sleeve t-shirts, jeans. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? And then I'll go to the game on Sunday where it might be 60 and I'll wear like a t-shirt and jeans. And there's going to be people in like tank tops and whatever. I don't get it. I don't get it. What is with you people?
No, so this is my favorite time of year to see what people wear when I'm
what's going to be.
Y'all, it's not like this kind of weather yet. Like, it's what's happening?
It drives me nuts though too, because it'll be like for the next few days, it's going to be in like the 60s. So that's like t-shirt, jeans, maybe a flannel, depending on if the wind's blowing. But then like 2 days later, it'll be like 80. So so I'm like, I can't put away the shorts and stuff yet because it might be 85 in 2 days. Like, I hate it.
You never know what's going to happen.
That's PA weather where you can experience all the seasons within a day. That's what happens
That's
here.
like here, like where I live.
Wild. I can't.
It's wild. It's like,
give me 60 all year round. I would be happy. That's all I
could have 70, 75. I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, as long as it's not too terrible.
I don't mind this weather, but
not all the time.
Be warmer. This is why I need to move to Florida.
I always say I'm cold-blooded. Just give me the cold. I will freeze to death. I don't care. I'd rather be cold than warm. I can't.
I literally have to have a converter.
The layers off.
Yes, exactly.
Because over here we use Celsius, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
I forget that's a thing.
I always forget.
Because like the only people, and I'm like, you're like, oh, 80, and I'm like, that's like 26.6 degrees. That's so hot.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, like I don't even.
That would kill me. It does kill me. We had 21 today with a cold breeze, and I was like, this is nice.
Right. There's somebody I follow on TikTok who's from over there, and somebody sent him like how hot Arizona can get, and that you could go outside and cook an egg on the sidewalk. And he was like, what? I'm like,
that is a thing.
They sent him some of the animals that you find over here.
Oh,
and he's
God.
Like, an alligator? A dinosaur? Is that a dinosaur?
That's why I don't know what animals you have.
Like,
oh my God.
Man.
Florida is, I like to visit Florida. I don't think I could live there. It's way too wild for me.
It all depends on what part of Florida.
I've only been
grew up spending like a couple weeks down by the Gulf of Mexico. And that area I love. Like,
I always end up being in like Orlando that way. I've been to Tampa, Bradenton a little bit for spring training. That's not bad.
I love that area. I could never live in Orlando.
No,
I can visit Orlando.
Yeah, I can visit.
In Orlando would be a struggle.
I mean, I would want to.
Tourists that came into town, I would want to like punch myself in the face.
That's how I feel with Groundhog Day. That's literally how I feel. That's how this is. Like every time Groundhog Day rolls around, we're in Pittsburgh. We're not here. It's like because this town holds. We'll just say 5,000, 7,000 maybe on a good day. There have been tens of thousands. There's been two.
I
hate it.
This is what I'm glad I don't live in Chicago, because if I did, I already don't like people.
Yes.
I would really not like
I hate them, I
live downtown.
No, I couldn't do it. I could not do it.
I like the fact none of us like people. That's fine.
Yeah, you can.
No, I don't like people.
But then here I am where I'm like, I want out of the small town. I want to go live in Pittsburgh because I'm there all the time. It's like, I know what it's like.
But this, when you live in a small town for so long, though, it's like, I would rather be
Get me out of here.
Closer to a city.
I'm dying. Get me out of here, please.
Makes total sense.
And then like everybody in the city wants out of there. I'm like, no, you don't.
Oh, but you could switch. We'll switch.
Yeah, go. You come
But
here. I'll
do a
take your
swap.
place. Yeah.
Instead of
I wouldn't like the
wife swap or whatever the
Yeah,
shit is, it'll be
city
like house
swap.
swap. Just give me your house.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm sure you guys would appreciate the cheaper rent here because I wouldn't. God, it's expensive. That's the problem. Is expensive. It's like,
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Like-
expensive where I live.
Housing is insane.
And then
it's just ridiculous.
it's wild.
I look
Oh.
at like what it's like in London, which is a 40-minute train ride away, and I'm like,
No.
the hell?
Yeah.
It's like, I can't afford to rent where I currently live.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
that's
like,
like the that's the struggle.
Some 1-bedroom like houses here
Hmm.
or flats are like $1,000, and I'm like, I don't even make that.
Yeah.
You
That's
don't
like
even
how-
get that like on benefits. You get like half of that.
Yeah. It's
It's
just
ridiculous.
That's
It's
how
a
it is
no.
basically in Pittsburgh. A decently, like, a place in a decent
Located
spot of
place.
Pittsburgh is like $1,000, and that's before literally everything else. Because it's like you can find cheaper stuff in Pittsburgh if you don't mind possibly getting shot every day. It's
Yeah.
like that's the problem.
Hooray!
Depending on the area you want to be in.
Like, yeah,
You
not
want to live in a good area, or you want to live in
Yeah.
like
yeah.
a
Like
crappy place?
Brian's always
area?
told me, don't go to South Chicago. Like, don't go there. He said that it's like that thing in The Lion King where it's like there's all of this part
Everything
of
the light
Chicago.
touches. Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
that part of Chicago, don't go
Yeah.
there. That's where he's yeah, because
I live in the South Side suburbs. It's not that bad.
okay. There's like some part of Chicago he said that's where we're not going to take you when you guys show
Oh,
up.
there's definitely parts you should stay away from.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in this city.
Yeah.
But
Same with Pittsburgh. It's like there are certain places I would not take anybody that would
yeah.
visit. It's like do not go.
I had a friend once that came to visit and goes, "So do you like hear gunshots at night?" And I'm like, "I don't live in that part of Chicago.
Yeah, no, that's the wrong part of Chicago.
Like that's not my part of Chicago."
I
But,
think
like,
I think everyone just sees what they like see on the news about Chicago,
Yeah.
and they just assume
They
every
Or,
part
like,
of Chicago
on
is
TV
the gang
shows.
war.
It's definitely
Yeah.
violent. Like there's parts that are super violent, but
Yeah. Not all of it.
just when somebody says they're from Chicago doesn't mean they're from that part.
Yeah, no,
Chicago.
you almost have to say the good part of Chicago, not yeah. You need to be
I live in
specific.
an okay part, all right?
Yeah, it's like it's a decent part of Chicago. It's fine.
It's fine.
Oh God, it's wild.
We've been doing this for a very long time. It's been nearly 3 hours.
I was
What?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have to
Yeah.
get up.
I've got to like get going because I've got to like
Yeah, it's
be up
dinner
in the
time here.
morning.
We could come back to this and actually do like more.
Yeah,
like,
actual-
Yeah, like actually what we plan to do. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just be like, so here's what we
add
actually
on
thought.
to this.
This is actually what we were supposed to do last time.
But like
Enjoy this instead.
we'll just fine.
It's fine. It's close enough.
We'll just
We'll make it
we'll
happen.
find a day.
Like I said, I'm pretty free this weekend, and I can make time next week too.
Yeah.
So,
Sunday's definitely out for me because obviously the game, and then
yeah.
we have to like run back for
Sunday
rules.
probably wouldn't work for me either.
Yeah.
But
I keep forgetting Extreme Rules is Sunday too. I forget that's a
oh
thing.
shoot, it is.
Yeah, so
I
that's
was
gonna be.
trying to figure that out if it was this Sunday or if
Well,
it was next Sunday. I
it's
was
actually-
gonna put
Or as most people are calling it now, regular rules because there's one like Extreme Rules match.
This is
And
why I don't like
Yeah.
when they name pay-per-views after like something. Just don't.
What the stipulation's
I
meant to be, and then
I
it
think
just
the only-
disappoints.
the only Extreme Rules match is I think Finn and Roman. I'm pretty sure, and that's it.
Is there a women's match that's Extreme Rules or no?
I mean, hell, they could make Charlotte and Alexa Extreme Rules if they wanted to, but they won't. No,
I was
I don't
trying
think.
to figure out if one of the
No.
women's matches was a
No,
street
I
fight
would-
or not.
No, I legit think they looked at that card and they're like, "Oh yeah, we actually have to have an Extreme Rules match
Rules
on
match.
this." Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's Roman and Finn, and that's
I
it.
won't be shocked if they somehow make Bianca and Becky.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. That would be fun.
If they could make that extreme, I wouldn't hate
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'd like to
Yeah,
see an
that'd be
actual
great.
wrestling match with them.
Yeah.
But if they do Extreme Rules, they do it.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
the problem is their version of Extreme Rules is basically like tame.
It's
I want like
yeah.
Dakota Kai Tegan Knox level street fight from Portland. That's what I want when I want Extreme Rules. Like
I want
that's
light
what
tubes, but
I would love light tubes.
Right.
but WWE don't do light
Bring the
tubes.
thumbtacks. Do the thumbtacks.
Where's everything?
Oh, the
Some
thumbtacks.
panes of glass.
Where's the panes of
Set
glass?
something on- set something on
Where's the
fire.
blood? We want the blood.
Set something on fire. See how that goes.
Yeah, light something on fire. Or do yeah.
Where's the tank of piranhas? That'd be fun.
Honestly,
Yes.
get some more barbed wire.
Yeah, we need
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
God.
Where's the board with all like the mouse traps on it? Like, come on.
Barbed wire.
Or the fork sticking out.
Oh,
those are
yes.
brutal. I don't cringe at much, but I will sometimes cringe at that. And then when the skewers in somebody's head, I hate that.
Oh, yes.
And like that,
it's like, and it just goes.
That makes me cringe.
But I love it.
I hate it, but I also love it.
I do love it. It makes me cringe, but I do love it.
Oh, God. That's a lot.
It's a time. It's a time. Deathmatch wrestling. What a time.
I feel so bad for Shay.
Something that's not Akira in around the States does some good stuff. Akira does some cool stuff. ICW in I think it's New Jersey, out of New Jersey, they put on some cool stuff.
I might have to look at it at least a little bit because I feel like I'm missing out on stuff.
I would say start with No Peace Underground, the one that I've been to in Florida. They've put on some pretty cool stuff.
Because
the guys that they have make their contraptions.
Just go right to the extreme stuff right from the beginning.
Go right
I'll
to Japan.
I'll just send you some crazy stuff from Japan, and you'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna go look for everything else, and it won't seem so bad.
When I saw that thing with Maki Ito with like the baseball bats and like hit each other and exploded, I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, this is wild.
I can't remember who did it. Someone did a countdown of like weird match types, and the Piranha one is like in that list. And I was like,
when you said that, I thought you were being sarcastic, but then I should have known you.
It's an actual thing.
No, that one is actually like that's a thing.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It was a lot.
That way, it's definitely weird. At least it's definitely weird. That's one of the weirder ones to me.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of stuff I'll watch, but that one.
You guys need to send me this stuff. Send me all the crazy.
I'll find some of the ones around the States.
Okay.
I'll send some in the group chat. I'll see what I can
Yeah.
find. That's free on
Zane's
YouTube
gonna
or
come
something.
into the group chat and just be like, what the hell is happening?
All the death matches.
Like blood, gods, everything. Yeah.
All of the death match wrestling.
Oh God. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, poor kid.
No clue.
No clue what's gonna happen.
No. At all.
Yeah, you guys just let me know another day or whatever.
Yeah, let me know.
I'll make it work. I'll come back.
Yeah, me too.
Yay!
Do all the things.
I'm free most evenings. I've got a few little bits I've got going on, but yeah.
The only day that I'm normally not free is like Tuesdays, so I should be able to make most other days work.
Yeah. Most of the stuff I do is at nighttime, like our time anyway, so you'll be dead asleep by then. I keep forgetting that in the group chats where I'm like, why isn't no one answering me? I'm like, oh yeah, because it's like 4 a.m. there. It's like 8 o'clock here. Like, yeah, I'm like,
can I even send this?
I'm like, is there somebody? Is someone awake over there? Please. Time zones. There's something.
I'm normally up by like 7:30 at the latest, so.
I'm still dead asleep by then.
I probably am too.
Yeah.
Probably am too.
I will say for this today, I woke up. I do that thing where it's like I hit the alarm and then I'm like, okay, I'll just close my eyes for a little bit. And then when I woke up, it was a lot later than it should have been. So that was why I'm like, guys, we need to push this back a half an hour. I just didn't want to admit that I'm like, I slept in a little bit and I had a bunch of other things to do.
I forced myself to get up this morning. I woke up at like 9 or like 8:39 and I was like, I have to, if I stay in bed, I'm just going to fall asleep.
Yeah, we're doomed.
And then who knows if I'll actually wake up.
Yeah, everything's going to go to hell after that. Yeah.
I was like, I have to force myself out of bed.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Obviously, I have to do the school run, but I was up at like 6:30 and then I got up and I like did stuff. And then by about 11, I was like, yeah, I need a nap.
Yeah. See, I can't do naps though, because if I take a nap, then I can't fall asleep at night, and I already can't fall asleep to begin with.
I already can't sleep at night. If I take a nap, it has to be like, I have to decide exactly when, and then I can only sleep for like a certain amount of time, and if I go past that, I'm screwed.
It's an hour and a half. An hour and a half is
that might be too much for me.
REM cycle.
That's
I need like a half hour nap if that maybe. I don't know. Because I
can take if I take a power nap, it might help, but it also might screw things up.
It takes me a good 2 to 3 hours just to even finally get to sleep, and so it's bad enough for me. And then I envy the people that their head hits a pillow.
Pills don't normally help me.
Melatonin does not do anything for me
There's
at all.
Nothing. So
I envy the people where their head hits a pillow and they're out. I'm like, I wish. Like, how do you do
I want
it?
that to be me. Not
Right?
all the time, but I want that to be me.
Like when I need to go to sleep, I can't go to sleep. When I don't mind, if I don't have anything going on, then it's like I'm out. Like, okay.
I could be so tired and still lay in bed till like 2 or like 3 o'clock in the morning and then be like, screw it, I'm not sleeping apparently.
See, that's my problem is I'm usually up that late on YouTube or playing video games and I look at the clock and I'm like, oh, it's 3 in the morning. I should probably go to sleep. That would help. Yeah.
Exactly.
My own fault.
I know how that goes.
And then I wake up and I'm like, why did I do that? And then I do it again the next night. Like, I can't help myself.
I do the same.
It's a pain, but
the past week has been I've been up reading too late because I got back into reading books and I'm like, oh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, I only have 3 chapters left. I'm just gonna finish the book.
Yeah, I always love when all of my other friends are like, yeah, 2 is like too like late for me. I'm like, that's cute. I'm like, that's not you.
That's nice.
That's nothing to me. Like, try 3 o'clock and then we'll get there maybe. But yeah. 2, I'm not. That doesn't bother me. 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm a night person.
Like, whatever.
Yeah. If you need me to like stay up late, fine. If you need me to wake up early in the morning, good luck. Like,
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Can't happen.
You would have better luck of me still being awake at that
time.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Be up early.
Yep.
There's so many times I've messaged you and I'm like, to be asleep, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm up.
Yeah,
Not
even
close. No sleep.
No.
I don't actually know the real definition of sleep anymore. Like, I
don't know what sleep is.
What is sleep?
Yeah, my friends, I say that all the time on stream. Are like, what's sleeping? Like, so one of us will have to go off and like, all right, we got to go to bed. I have work in the morning. We're like, what's sleep?
What is that?
I don't know what that is. That's a myth. Sleep's a myth.
Who does that?
I've only just started getting some kind of sleeping pattern, so that's nice. It's taken me nearly 30 years.
Every time I get a sleeping pattern, I ruin it within a week or so.
Like, I could fall asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning and then the next night be up till like 4 or 5 because I can't sleep.
Yeah, that's my problem.
The next night I could fall asleep at like 10 o'clock because I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And then the next morning wake up at like 6 o'clock and be like, oh, I guess I'm awake now.
Yeah. I do the same where it's like I'll consistently go to bed at a specific time, but then there'll be like a day or two where I'm like, okay, now I still want to keep playing this game or watch this video or whatever. And then it's like an hour and a half after that and I'm like, well, this is going to be a nightmare trying to go back to sleep.
Damn it. Yep.
And I'm like, well, this is going to be a struggle for the next month and a half. But we do it to ourselves. I mean,
we definitely do. No, it's definitely a me thing. It's
self-inflicted, unfortunately.
It's a me problem.
Still do it. Yeah. Sounds like a you problem. It's an us problem.
It's an us problem.
Yeah. Oh.
I say that, but then I'll end up like ruining it at some point. Normally at the weekends, and then I'm like, I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah.
And then by like Wednesday, Thursday,
the same pattern.
Yeah.
I've got it down, and then suddenly,
no. You know what this also is? I know what this is. This is a Mid-Westen Goodbye, isn't it?
Right.
This is really a Mid-Westen Goodbye. Like
a Mid-Westen Goodbye.
Yeah, a 30
minutes.
Or
as I said, also an Irish goodbye.
Keep going, Like, this is what happens when I have like 3 friends from like Ohio and Illinois. I'm used to this.
Literally.
I'm literally used to this with like Ryan and my friend Kylie. Actually, she's from Akron, so she's like, oh yeah, like if you say goodbye, we're keeping the conversation going for 30 minutes. Like it's constant all the time.
The Midwest is known for it. Is a thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's like I said last time,
but it does happen.
Yeah, it happens too.
Last time I said it's such like it's also an Irish thing, and obviously a load of Irish people
Irish
settled
goodbye,
in the Midwest. So there you go.
Yeah. As a part Irish, I agree. This is an Irish goodbye. And then if you're a Midwest, a Midwesterner and an Irish, you're screwed. Done.
Yep.
Over. Oh God, it's a mess. Oh goodness.
No.
Oh my God, it's like 11:30 here. I actually need sleep.
Yeah, it's 6:30.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, it's getting there. I was like,
I probably should go eat dinner now.
Yeah, I should go find food.
Yeah, food. Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep at some point.
That would help. That'd be helpful.
Sleep would be good.
Yeah, maybe.
Eventually.
Maybe. Eventually.
I'll get there. I've got some bits to finish off, like writing wise, but
yeah, I still need to work on some stuff too.
I got stuff to work on.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that moment of I was working on it, and then I was like doing something else, and then the week after that I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to write that. I'm like, I forgot to finish that, so I'm like, yeah guys, I need to write that other article, I'm sorry. And so I got to work on it.
I've got a ton of half-written stuff, and I'm like, I should really finish all of this.
I've got a bunch of notes for certain things, and I'm like, I need to put this together, but my brain the past week and a half has not been like functioning to do it, so I'm like, I'll get to it. It's gonna happen
eventually.
I just have to figure it out.
You guys will get it at some point. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, that's basically what I emailed Andrew. I was like, I didn't forget.
Right.
I really didn't forget to do this. It's
my brain's not working. He gets it.
It's just not. It's just how things are not working.
It's fine because with me, he'll get like 5 things, and then he'll be like, "Where have you been the last 2 weeks?" I'm like, "Yeah, my brain is not functioning for like long form analysis right now."
It's the truth. You think you're ready to write it, and then you actually get to start writing it. I'm like, I am not ready for this.
I'm hitting a brick wall.
It takes me 30 minutes to come up with an intro. It's like it's gonna be one of those articles. It ends up fine, but it's getting there is the problem.
I'll type something for a little bit, and then I'll be like, none of that makes sense.
And
I'm gonna walk away for a bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do something else.
Or I find
the next day and be like, oh, I gotta scrap all of this. I gotta start completely over.
Or it's like I finally come up with like a paragraph of text that has been in my head for a while and it works, and then after that everything's like, oh.
I've got nothing left.
After that, it's like that was it.
Yep.
That was my shiny moment
for like a little bit, and then I'll be like, oh, and now I got nothing. I got nothing. I don't know what to do now.
It's a mess. The struggles of being a writer. It's just you think you have the words, and then you don't have the words.
It comes and it goes. It comes. And
the writing giveth, and the writing taketh away. That's literally it.
Exactly.
Oh God. We have so much to say, and at the same time, nothing at all.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And you would think, being a Gemini, I'd have something to say at all hours of the day. I really don't. I don't.
I'll think I have a really good idea, and then I go to start writing notes on it, and then I'm like, who said that this was good?
Yeah.
Who decided that was something to write about?
Oh God, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Which, speaking of BAM, we have to still end up doing the astrology thing at some point.
Yes.
That's the thing that's been like the weather and the internet has been like, no, you're not talking about that. We're like,
we're not getting into our like
we'll get there eventually. Because I think if people heard what our birth charts were about, they would understand why we are the way we are.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Mine's a mess. Like, I don't know if you're into astrology at all, but
I have a friend who's helping me. I'm not but we're getting there.
It's a wild. My they always say like the big 3, like you like the sun, moon, and rising. Right. Mine is a clusterfuck of like you got a Gemini sun, Scorpio moon, and then a Leo rising. So it's like here. It's like
I'm trying to remember what way round mine is.
I'd have to look mine up again.
It's crazy.
I'm an Aries in general.
Yeah.
But
I can say that, yeah. That's why we get
I
along.
have to look it up again.
Yeah. That's why we get along, yeah.
Yeah.
And the Aries and Gemini tend to get along. I don't really think there's any ones that we don't. I mean, it's always funny because they say that Pisces and Geminis don't get along, but my like lifelong best friend of like 17 years is a Pisces, so I'm like, okay, doesn't always work, but sometimes I see it. Sometimes I definitely see it.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. There's certain people I want to stay away from, and it's like, you don't want to be that person where you're like, what's your sign? Oh, I'm this. Oh, okay. Ew. No. God.
I found it's not signs, it's more of like whatever their mix is. And like, it just like won't flow because I get on with like some other Libras, I get on with some Aries. But at the same time, I've met people with those star signs and I'm like,
oh no, some Aries are very difficult to deal with as an Aries, I will say that.
Yeah, some Aries are all over the place.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know one like that.
At least most of the Aries I'm friends with will admit it. They'll admit it. They'll go,
oh yeah,
this is it.
I mean, I'm so used to saying as a Gemini, I am the spawn of Satan because everybody hates us. So I'm used to that.
My brother is a Gemini. So yeah.
My best friend from school's a Gemini. She's lovely.
Yeah, see, that's what people don't tend to admit is that we're actually not
other Geminis I know
that bad. Some of us are not bad. Others, yes, I can understand, but not all of us are bad.
No,
Some of us. The same thing with every sign. Some of us are good, some of us are
exactly.
Yeah, it's like there's this whole perception of Scorpios, and I'm like, okay, but like
we're mysterious.
So mysterious. The father of my kid is a Scorpio, but he's not like a typical Scorpio.
Yeah.
And,
once you
like
get
my last ex was an Aries, but I feel like he wasn't a typical Aries because I normally get on like really well. So
it's so weird because as a Gemini you expect to I talk all the time. If I know you, yes, but I'm not that one where I could just talk to anybody. I can't do it. I think that's the Scorpio moon part of me where it's like I'm shy and introverted until I get to know you, and then I don't shut up. But not in no. I can't just walk into a room and just talk to I can't do that. That just
I kind of had a drink.
Yeah.
I don't really drink anymore.
Depending on the
liquid courage helps.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Depends on
the so mine's a Libra sun, an Aquarius moon, and a Scorpio rising.
That's an interesting combination too. See, it's always funny because my friends and I you're right. My friend Ryan, we always give the same reaction to everybody just to freak them out. So they're like, "Oh, I'm this sun, this moon, and this rising." We're like, "Oh," or "Oh." They're like, "Is that bad?" I'm like, "No, it's not bad. We're just fucking with you. It's fine."
All the time.
I mean, I feel like the only time he's actually been like, "Oh, that's a mess," was when he read mine because he's like, "Wait a minute." He's like, "Wait a minute." He's like, backing up Gemini, a Scorpio, and a Leo. It's like that's where is that?
If I'm looking at this right, and I'll have to have my friend double check. So sun is Aries.
Yeah.
My moon is in Gemini.
My
rising is Scorpio.
Oh, that's like two ends of the spectrum right there.
Right?
Aries and Gemini are over here, and then Scorpio's there.
Right?
Yeah.
I would have to have her confirm this for me.
Yeah. That's that's an interesting combination too, honestly. Wow.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, I'm also a Scorpio rising, so it's okay.
Scorpio moon, I understand that, yeah. And then it's once you start, you think it's wild, and then you actually start reading it, and you're like, oh.
It all makes sense.
This makes too much sense. I don't like it. I'm feeling personally attacked. I'm in this picture, and I don't like it.
Right?
Please untag me.
Anytime I see the little memes about Aries people, I'm always like, why would you do that to me? Why is that? Why?
Can you
That's not fair.
Can you not personally attack me in this? Thank you.
See, I don't have that problem because when it's Libra stuff, it's either so spot on or I'm like, I'm not like that.
Right? It's always just it's kind of right. No. But the Gemini is kind of the same.
Balance.
Yeah. See, exactly. Yep.
Exactly. Okay. I really do have to
go. Yes.
I'm
sorry. It's the longest Mid-Westen Goodbye ever.
Keep me posted about another one.
Yeah.
And I'll jump on.
Oh, well. My mum is waving because she's just come downstairs. So she says, hi and bye.
Hi. Hi and bye.